Give them names. Give them.
Okay, so Tom and Jim were having an argument in the group chat. Jim used to link Tom's girl back in the day. Yeah? Jim put a sex video of him busting nut on Tom's girl's face and left it there in the group chat.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, you can't just do that. You can't do
Just
that.
Mr. Webster start laughing.
No, you cannot do that.
And once you're in your late 20s to early 30s or to late 30s, you need that conversation with any potential if you're in London. Because London is small circles business. And you sit down and you discuss things.
And the web has made it a smaller place.
Man,
the whole world even more smaller.
Man, I had it saved.
This is Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? What the hell is going on? What you mean, what's going on?
We don't deal with R. Kelly business.
Telling me
Exactly.
that you bust on my face tonight.
So would
Just
you-
because I bust on her doesn't mean I'm...
Yes. We are here. Episode 50 of season 2 of the Eloquently Say Nothing podcast. I am your host with the most, Stavros Boss, in the house. I hope you're doing well. In the room with me and overseas, we have, well, in the room, first of all, we have
Big Wilders in the building, people. What's good? You know that? I think we should have a Nigerian version, man. I think we should do that. Should be like our version of
With
talking drum.
With the drums,
Yeah. I think that should be our version.
and overseas, the man with the dreads. We have
Relax your mind. Lay back and groove with mine. You gotta feel that heat. And we gon' ride the boogie. Share that beat of love. I wanna rock with you. Episode 50, she got it real nifty.
You know what? I thought that
Stand up, people.
I
It's your boy Webslinger.
I thought he always said you got to feel that beat. I didn't know he said heat. You know,
I thought it was beat. I said
Heat.
beat.
you said heat.
I said beat.
You said heat. I mean, and he said heat as well.
I said
Yeah,
beat.
you gotta feel the heat.
either
And we
way.
can ride the boogie.
Webbs, now that
Share
we're
that beat of love.
now that we're on episode 50, can you
Yes.
next one kind of like it's like a leaf. We've turned a leaf for the second time,
Have
second
you-
season.
have
Can
you-
we
have
ease
you
off?
had-
Can
have
we
you
ease
had-
off the Michael Jackson now?
Maybe after
Have you had
52.
enough, Michael?
Yeah, I've had enough Michael from the
Let's
second time.
use Biggie instead, man. I make your mouth peace.
Listen.
Ooh.
Man, like release
Alright,
you
we'll
little
do
teeth
Biggie.
like little seeds.
C's. Maybe after 52.
Mix it up, man, mix it up.
It's just the hair on my wall path.
Anyways, Webbs, where are you? You ran off and nobody knew.
I am in the town of the Cape Tonians, in the south of Africa.
Prawn.
Okay, and we need say no more other than that. Yeah,
You're breathing like you should be on Star Wars, bro.
sit down, stop walking, and trying to talk. Yeah, Anakin.
He's not even Anakin, bro.
And also
Anakin.
in the room with us, we have
We have Mr. Wolf in the building. Maybe after 52, I might change up a thing or two regarding the proverbs. But this is a Yoruba proverb. And it says, a sheep won't lie in the midst of dogs and not get dog ticks on itself. That basically means ultimately we cannot but reflect the company that we keep.
Do you reckon that's the truth? You reckon that you can keep yourself in very, very bad company and it won't reflect on you?
No.
I think that's a good question.
I think that, as it says here.
So, okay, so let's say that you come from a family.
but I hang out with you people and people like me.
I think that's the opposite. Let's say that you come from a very, very bad family that's, let's say that you come from like, I don't know, your Osama bin Laden's great nephew. Yeah? Obviously, he's known for being a big terrorist, blah, blah, blah.
You're his nephew, or you chill with him.
Okay, you chill with him then.
Okay, carry on.
You and him used to be cool. You went to university together. Everything was cool. You've been good friends for a long period of time. He doesn't tell you that he's going to do this atrocity, and he does it. does that now reflect on you as a person?
It's not a one-off thing. It's a concurrent.
Is it concurrent? So they're consistently bad.
If you're with somebody and they're or people and they're wrongins, then at some point people are gonna assume you're wrongin.
Okay, so if we hang around with mans that cheat often, should we be okay for our people around us or any woman that's with us to believe that we cheat as well?
I think that women sometimes look at the company that you keep, and when you're going out with them man that might be playboys, they'll be like, "Oh my God, why are you going out with him?" And then if they can see that you're with one of the guys that is settled down in their eyes, is a good guy, then they're more relaxed and more happy when you're spending time with them.
Yeah, you've heard the thing. I've said it myself. People have called me up and said, "Stav, if my wife asks, I'm with you."
I've had that.
Wow.
Because as far as you can say, if you're with Stav, then I can, you're cool. If you go out with somebody else, then I got issues. But Stav is cool. Stav, I know, I trust Stav. Stav is safe pair of hands.
And you've told them what?
I told him don't tell him that, because if your wife does call,
You're
guess what I'm
gonna
going to
tell
tell
her
her?
the
Exactly. Guess what I'm going to tell her? You better,
And that's the whole reason why she told you to call me in the first place. But okay, has anybody ever done
He
that
ain't
to
with
you?
me. He ain't with me.
That's right.
It's simple in the room.
No, Simple's not here,
In
man.
the room. Do you know what? That reminds me of. I was watching what's that? The short one's name. The one that's your height. Kevin Hart. That's the one. Yeah.
Fucking Kevin Hart is shorter than Mr. Wolf, bro.
Right, Kevin Hart. Yeah, and he was talking about it on one of his comedy shows about how he was cheating with his wife, and he called his brethren. Yeah. And I don't know if any of you watched this one. And he called his brethren, and
I've
he
seen
thought, and he
that.
thought his brethren. Obviously, he said that him and his brethren have got like a thing. So if he calls the brethren and said to her, he asked her, because he was banging someone else, yeah. But he said to the wife, call the friend, telling me asking me if I was with him, yeah. And then he called the friend or whatever, and he's like, "Come on, bruv, tell her who I was with." Oh, you was with some bad bitches. I was crying. I was finished. And then he must have said that one time she called him on the speakerphone. The speakerphone is dangerous, you know. The speakerphone in the car is dangerous. Not because you're even doing anything wrong, because you don't know what the other person's going to say about themselves even.
Yeah. No, but there's common sense to that. I had a speaker in my phone years ago, long before so many people did. And I got caught out a couple of times. So ultimately, what you do when somebody calls, I actually use that the Big Brother thing. And I'll say, I don't know, say if I was talking to, I don't know, David or something. And I'll say, "Hi, David. You are on loudspeaker. Please do not swear." You get me? So that basically lets them know, oh, you got the kids or the missus with you. You got your family, your mum, or
Yeah, but
you get me?
In that Kevin Hart sketch, he did say, "My friend, you're on speakerphone. Where were we the other night? Man, you were at the club and you were popping off. No. We weren't getting chicken, right? No, we didn't get chicken. We were at the club."
No, you're talking about a different one. The one in the speakerphone one, they said they had a code where he says, "I'm really, really hungry." And that means that the woman is around him. And he kept on saying that to the guy. And the man in the said, "I'm hungry to these two white bitches."
So man forgot the code.
I was going to ask, because Simple's not in the room, I was going to ask, because Simple's a whore of Babylon and you was with him in college and everything like that. Did none of his whorish ways rub off on you?
No. I'm always known as the good one, innit? I'm never the one that was the whore. Them man were the whores. I was the one that was the one that was, the most cleansed. They'll know that if it happens to me. But
the sanctified one.
Bruv, trust me, I was the one that always used to hear the stories of those two, because it was him and another one of my boys that was always getting up to shenanigans. And they would just get caught. Shenanigans. Trust me, they will always get caught. But I don't know, has anybody ever done that to you? Has anybody ever said to you, if you're going out with so-and-so, then it's cool. If you're going out with that person, I don't want you to go out with him?
No, they haven't done it to me. But like Stavros, I've had friends tell me, "Look, I'm going out with you," or "I was with you."
Would you be hurt if one of your boys came up to you? Let's say Stav came up to you and goes, "You know what? Mad Cat said she don't really like me going out with you because she don't trust you. Heard how you talk about it in the podcast. Thinks you're a bit greasy. Doesn't want me to go out with you." How would you feel if somebody's partner actually said that to you?
Yeah, I feel a way. Of course I would.
Would you discuss it?
Yes.
Oh. So what would you say then? What were you gonna say to her? That you feel I'm a bit greasy. Why do you feel that way?
If I'm not like that, then I would feel a way. If I am, I'll have to just take on the chin in it.
It's true. Webs,
just take that left hook.
Webs, what about you? What would you do if one of somebody's missus, my missus said, I don't want you to go hang out with Webs because Webs talks so disgusting on the podcast about sticky fingered one and all this malarkey, and I don't trust him. What would you do?
I wouldn't say a word.
You just won't say nothing.
I wouldn't say nothing.
I don't see the. I might be like Webbs. I just won't say nothing, man. That's your problem. If you're busy saying that you can't go out with me, and you're actually gonna listen to that, that's your issue. It's for you to. It's for you to deal with. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you know I'm not greasy, why would we have a problem? And even if I was greasy, wouldn't it be a thing on you, like that your woman don't trust you to be around people?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Essentially, that means your woman don't trust you. It's not a question to do with me.
Yeah, it's like
she knows I'm greasy, but she don't trust you because she thinks you're gonna be greasy.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I like that one.
I just banged my toe on the table, man. Flipping it.
Oh, I was wondering what this dude.
I just said, ouch. Damn. I banged my toe today, and then on Friday, I did cut a big old chunk out of my thumb trying to carry some cooker, man. Trust me, it looks horrible.
That's the problem.
Yeah, horrible. It's not good. But yeah, I went out yesterday.
Well, you got cut off? Yeah. All right, no problem, man.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
But I went out yesterday. I went out to Alexander Mosu's event. He done a Christmas party for Luxor Freak. And the weird thing is, I done like
they don't even have Nepa there, but Nepa.
Yeah, he's back. But anyway,
What's good?
I had a proper old school raving night. So I went to Alex's thing. I went from there to the London Underground staff party thing. I went from there back to Alex's thing. And then I went to a house party with staff. And I got back home at about 7 a.m.
And both your backs is hurting this morning,
Listen,
I'm sure.
That's the kind of thing I've done in my early, mid, and late 20s, boy. Mad.
At that time in the morning, I was just waking up hearing dripping in my house.
That's what I'm saying. Just drip, drip.
Yeah.
The snow, the cold, it was mad.
I did not get back till after 9 a.m.
His daughter was looking in his eye like,
And at this party, I met, was it one or two members of... Two members of, what's the podcast called?
Not Everyday Podcast.
Not Everyday Podcast. And I just met her by default. I met her by default. I didn't know who she was, but the first encounter was one of some kind of animosity and shunness.
Was it?
Yes, she just shunned me for no reason, but I was just asking her a couple questions. She said, don't ask me no question.
Them Ugandan chicks, man. Don't worry about them.
Yeah, Kim. So shout out to Kim from Not Everyday. It was fun. We had a lot of banter and discussion about a lot of things. And yeah, it was good to see her in the flesh.
Yeah, one day we need to get them on the podcast, man.
Oh, they're on Netflix because the Mead was there also. And
Mead, Yoms, and Topsy.
So Topsy, Yoms, who have been affiliated with ESN Podcast. You've heard them on a few episodes this season and last season.
Last season classic was number 75, I think. When he spoke about Millennium Men and tight jeans.
Anyway. Yeah, episode 75 from last season. That was the last episode we did for the first season, and they were on it. Yeah, we had a lot of people on that one. Yes, and they spoke about Millennium Men.
Yeah, so we're on about 125 now, isn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, so Topsy and Yoms were conversing before we got back with Kim and Dee from Not Everyday Podcast, and between the four of them, they had yes, big up Wavy, big up yourself,
big up Silent. Is it Silent?
Silent George.
Yeah, Silent George. Hey, why did they call him?
I don't even know.
Yeah, when I seen him, man, I need to ask, why do you call this man? He makes me look like he's one Arab man that just goes around touching women.
Let me. I didn't even finish asking. So between the four of them, they already decided we have to do a podcast. Like not their own, you know. Like they're coming on our podcast. The four of them. I don't know how you're gonna get
the Mead and them
all four of them. Want to jump on the ESN podcast?
Oh my!
And scrap it out because
yeah. What did they say as soon as they saw me, Steph?
What they remarked was, he's not that short, you know. He's not that short. What are you guys talking about? He's not that bad. He's just a little bit taller than me.
Exactly.
I thought he'd be shorter than me.
Exactly. They basically just looked at Mr. Wolf and said, listen, this guy is not as short as you make out. You guys have just been hating on the man.
Listen, I told everyone that you are not that short.
But they are not listening to you. It's inbred in their head. They think that Mr. Wolf is like Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, but I told him on Twitter. I told him on...
a black version of him as well.
Yeah, that he's not that short. I said you're about 5'8", 5'9".
I'm 5'8".
There's no way he's 5'9".
So essentially, you're the black Tyrion Lannister.
The black version, yes.
Listen,
He's one of those, you know, those two Nigerian.
Here we go. Shut up your mouth. Yes, we
Two
know who you're
Nigerian
talking
uncles
about.
that-
oh my God, oh Lord.
yeah, he's the third one. Isn't he? He's the third brother. He's one of them.
Listen, it's strange because as we got here to record,
Pogba and something.
and
Aki and Popo. That's it. Those are the two. Aki and Popo. Sorry, I just wanted to know.
as we got here to record, so Wahala stayed in whilst everybody else was out partying last night. And he heard this story, and he's like, "Well, what else can we say? Innit? He's good looking." And what did I say when we were actually there in front of these people's faces? I said, "Look at him, he's good looking, innit? We got nothing else to cuss him about, so we cuss him about his height. You have to find something to dig him about."
You imagine if I was 6 foot. Goddamn 47.
If you're 6 foot, I would have cost you for being 6
You
foot.
cuss me for being 6 foot.
Yeah.
You bastard, you
No,
bastard.
we can cuss you now for being old, uncle, forgetful.
Do I forget?
You're an uncle.
Oh, you are slowly but surely turning.
You know
into
what?
a
Yeah,
proper
because
uncle.
I'll be one of them cool uncles, bruv.
no, you won't be,
Yeah, I
because
won't be,
we had
bro.
a cool auntie at the party, yeah, who's the mother of Miss Banks,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
the people
She
were
look good
there,
still.
and the people were talking about, oh yeah, oh you're Miss Banks' mums, and it's like, yeah, such and such and such. Hey, Mr. Wolfnut, who's Miss Banks? You're not cool, nothing, bruv.
Who the hell is Miss Banks, mate? I have no idea, bruv. I won't even lie.
He said, yo, I
Twitter
just
world
said
and the
this.
people that are listening. Who's Miss Banks, please? Answers on the postcard. You might get a Blue Peter badge.
Yeah,
That's how old I am. Blue
man.
Peter badge. You get me?
I left that place 6:15, and she
Yep.
was still there raving.
The only Miss Banks
Man.
that Mr. Wolf acknowledges is the one from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, bro.
Yeah, I remember her. She was like,
Mother or daughter? And if it's the mother, which one?
Original mum, man.
boy,
It's always the original.
Original
Original
one.
mum.
Is it?
Even though she's an angry
Dark
woman,
skin
boy.
one, the
She's
dark
an
skin
angry
one.
woman, you know.
dark skin one.
Have you seen her since she's been come off like? Have you seen her talking? She is she does not like Will Smith at all.
Yeah, she doesn't, does she?
Vivian Banks.
She's
Vivian
angry.
Banks,
She don't
that's
like
it.
nothing. Every time I hear her speak, I just like, you don't like nothing.
Yeah, she's upset with the world, bro.
She is, and she looks and acts like your typical bitter black woman.
Oh dear.
That's what. That's I
That
don't.
was a conversation that came up yesterday.
When you
That
were
came up
typical-
yesterday, and Yoms and Tops kind of went in.
You
And
mean stereotypical?
stereotypical?
Yeah, what did I
yes.
say?
You said typical, like that's the truth. That's like that's how it is.
Well, that's what I meant. Sorry, stereotypical.
Yeah, stereotypical angry black woman.
What were Young Top saying? Let's just throw them under the bus because they're not here to defend themselves.
They were talking about the stereotypes of black women. They were talking about angry black women and also black women that don't go to the gym.
Oh, my God.
And according to Yoms, black women do not go to the gym.
We've
And-
had this discussion.
And the black women there agreed with him.
Well, as I told you,
He did, that of all the arguments they had, when he said that, I thought that it was me that brought it up. I was like, yeah, let me get some more fire on this, yeah, because this is entertaining. And I said, go on, tell him about the gym thing, tell him about that. And he's like, no, I don't want to talk about that now, because he thought it was gonna be beef. And then they said, no, tell us. So he said, black women, they don't go gym. Black women, they don't go gym. They said, yeah, it's true.
no, they don't go gym.
They don't go to the gym.
That's what they should have said. I don't go to the gym because, as I say, where I live is predominantly a lot of black, especially Nigerians there. And when I go into the gym, bare black girls in the gym, and aunties as well. Aunties and uncles are in the gym these days, trying to sweat off the stew. All of them, they're in there. I'm saluting them because they're trying to add a little bit more years to their life.
I see black girls.
There's
in the
black
gym.
girls in the
I
gym.
don't
I'm
know
not
what
having
them
this
man are
nonsense
talking
about there's no
man.
black girls in the
I
gym.
see them in the gym working, man.
Them man don't go the same time the black girls go. It's as
And
simple as that.
sometimes not working. Some of them are profiling, but some of them, trust me, are working.
That's what they say as well. If they are in the gym, then they're just there posing, taking pictures.
And
And what the white girls don't do the same thing.
I don't know. Stavros don't go
I
gym.
have to say that I haven't really noticed that personally, but when I have seen some of my sisters in there who look good, they're profiling in a way to try and distract a man. Man's got to stay focused.
But the thing is, if you're saying that they look good, that means obviously they've done something in the gym beforehand, innit?
Yeah, I think that some women have got a natural certain
Some women
shape.
do, but I don't
you
know.
know.
Those ones might not be saying, what's the point of me going to the gym if I don't have to?
I see them. They ain't working in there, man.
Black girls go to the gym. I'm sick of this. It's a stupid nonsense that people say. Black girls go to the gym. They might not go to the same gym that you mans go to, and men don't really go to classes. And a lot of black women go to classes. Like when the classes come out, that's when I see a stream of black women coming out the classes.
Like them cycling classes.
or the pump and rump or whatever it is.
Pump and spin.
Spin classes.
Yeah,
that's
all
it.
the I don't know the names of the things, but they're
That
all in
sounds
there.
like a porn category to me.
Yeah, but they're all in there. So when I hear Yum say it all the time, I was like, "This is nonsense, man." You're just adding stereotypes to the black women and dashing it on them.
Can I just say, Stavros? Maybe you've heard me say I'm retired from raving. I retired at, was it 30? This is good time ago now. I retired because I believe I raved quite a lot in my younger days. And I've done it all, seen it all, whatever. I'm bored of it. But yesterday, because I was going to this house party for Stylus, big up yourself, it was her birthday. So happy belated Stylus. And I was going to her house, which was far from my house. So I figured, you know what? I might as well kill two birds with one stone. Now hers was a fancy dress thing. It was meant to be old fashioned hip hop. So I just put on a trackie. And I took my suit out for the next thing. So I went all the way to South for this thing. Over an hour and a half it took me to get there.
That's South London, guys.
Yep. And then after about 45 minutes there, I said, let me go to Alexander's thing. So I changed, went to Alex's thing. Now, unfortunately for me, I didn't really check properly where it was. Because if I had known, I would have gone to Alex's thing first. Because I drove all the way. Put the address in Google Maps. I wasn't even paying attention to what it was. I just tapped it in. And then it's taking me back. It says 45 minutes. I say, all right, cool, whatever. It's taking me back. I'm back. Exactly the same route I came for the whole 45 minutes. It took me 20 minutes away from my house. I'm like, I could have done this first. But anyways, I get to the door after driving for now in a total of 2 hours, 15 minutes. Backwards and forwards. 2 changes. 1 shower. For the man at the door to tell me, oh, this is about 2 o'clock. Oh, the door's closed at 1 o'clock. We're not letting you in. But no long thing, he didn't give a break or nothing. He didn't wait for me to moan or nothing like that. He said, but if you sort me out, maybe I can help you. I can help you get in.
What?
I told him. I said, laters. I turned around, went to my car. I text Mr. Wolf. I didn't know where he was, but I told him, listen, them mans have told me they want money laters. And I text Alex and said, me gone because they're not letting me in at the door. And I'm too old to be begging, oh, come on, man.
Trust me.
I'm beyond all that. Yeah?
Beyond it. Prestige,
so I was ready to get in my car and drive the whole 45 minutes back because I told these people I was coming back to their party. I was only going to be there for an hour at this rave. And then I was going to go back to the party. So I'm fine. I'm going back again, another 45 minutes just for the preparation of driving another hour and a half back home again. But I was going. And then tutus, once I got to the car, I changing shoes and everything. And Alex is like, don't be stupid, man. Come back. I'll send the manager to come and get you. Come back. Don't be silly. So eventually I got in, saw bunches of weave there. And there was one dude at the end that was gassed about seeing footballers.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many football. Do you know that person?
Yeah, I don't know him. No. He was in it. I think Michael SCN was in there. Bakari Sanya.
I didn't even recognize him
because of his hair, innit? His hair's normal.
That's exactly what Wahala said. What did he have the what do you call it?
The braids.
The braids. I said no. He had a high top or something, innit?
It's just Jericho, tiny little Jerry juice on there.
Jerry juice.
You know the African footballers.
How can you put extensions in your head top, bro? Come on,
You know,
one time he's not around no black folks in the changing rooms, man. Ain't no one said nothing to him.
One time I was with my missus and we was at a party, and one of the people at the party, there was some young footballers in there, yeah? So the ones that play in the younger team. And then my missus went to me, is that one a footballer? I was like, yeah. She goes, how do you know? It's the hair. Straight away, she's like, it's the hair. He had like the short dreads, like Saha's got.
Yeah.
He had that. She goes, every time, because she...
And probably blonde or something.
Yeah, because she works very close to Arsenal Stadium, innit? So she sees all of the young footballers all the time. And they all look the same. Yeah. She's just like, they all look the same. Because a lot of young footballers come to her to get their hair done, obviously, because she's an optician as well. That's so not necessarily the ones from Arsenal, but around the way places.
Yeah.
She don't know who they play for. She don't know nothing. But they always tell her that they play football. The same way they all want to get in it. So she's like, it's just the footballers thing. And he was wearing the Yeezys. The Yeezys, the tight tracksuit bottoms, tight top. Zaha haircut.
These people have
that's the uniform.
Like a dress code, man.
They do,
man. They got a dress code, man. You got a dress code. What you were just saying there now, stamping on what you're just saying there now, yeah. What other things are we just too old for? Because I am with Stav now. I am not. If you get to a club, I don't care what it is. It could be my own child's Holy Communion. If I can't get in, I'm going home.
But I'm not begging you to get to.
I am going straight home.
But that was me even back in the day.
No. Back in the day we would try.
In my early 20s,
not me, bro.
I'm not having that. We stood outside clubs for good hours, busting joke. Yeah, had fun. Probably had more fun outside than when we eventually did get in. We was like, is this it? This is what we're waiting around for. We had more fun outside, busting joke, chatting to the girls.
I would co-sign that. A lot of the time, the fun was outside the club before and
after. So I wouldn't say we was begging to get in, but we would wait. If you said, "Oh, you have to wait," we would wait, or we would just chat to each other. And whatever.
There's times we've begged to get in. There's times, and I'm going to use the word beg. There's times we've begged to get in. There's times we've had to, call up people from the inside, the people that we know. There's times,
big
up
inside.
Big up MGF. Webbs, I don't know if you were there that day, but remember Ocean Music Venue in Hackney when it was actually a music venue, and I forgot what they were doing there. And was it you there when MGF? I'll let you tell the story about your brother.
We bum rushed the damn show.
No. MG kicked down the door.
MG kicked the door.
Kicking the door within the 4-4. All you hear is MG don't beat me no more. I was like, what is this guy doing?
Old as he is, he kicked down the door and everybody rushed in Ocean. And I remember the bouncer just looking like, but wait.
Nah, they rushed that door. But I didn't even rush in. I stayed outside. I was so shocked about what he did. I was so shocked. I might have been to my Mariah Carey party. I can't remember now.
I can't remember what that was for.
But yeah, the kicking
all I remember is that was jokes.
But nah, I'm not doing it. If I even get there, I'm just saying straight away, I am not involved. I am just not doing it. Just not doing it. I don't understand. At my age now, there's certain things I am not doing, and one of them is not going into.
If I was single, I'm not begging for no girl.
Yes, number one. Also, I've got to a point now where I don't even want to wear shoes.
What's going to a venue?
I don't want to have to. If I have to wear shoes,
I agree.
It might even make me decide. My foot is not of the shoe wearing capacity anymore. I do not want to wear it. I want to wear what I want.
Are you talking about when you go out or just in general?
When I go to a club, if the club is telling me even if the club tells me I've got a certain dress code now, I don't even know if I want to go.
And this is the thing.
Yeah, but that's even the young you kind of way. Because if you got a dress code, they'll just come anyhow. And then come to the door and then start moaning because they can't get in.
Them that will usually, if there's a dress code, they'll adhere to the dress code in some way, shape, or form. Like, and I'm definitely not doing any. Like you said that you went yesterday to go and do fancy dress. I'm not doing fancy dress. I'm not doing it.
But
if somebody told me fancy dress, I'm telling them if I have to dress up, I'm not coming. And if you're going to tell me I'm not fun, I don't care. I'm not fun. I'm a bastard. I don't care. I don't want to get dressed up. I don't want to do 90s. I don't want to do 80s. I don't want to do
anything.
I don't want to do Pirates of the Caribbean.
Even like you said it back in the day, like, I don't want to go.
I just don't want to go.
I just don't want to.
I don't. Listen, I do not do things I do not want to do unless I really, really have
Somebody shouldn't be telling you how to dress at my age.
Ladies and gentlemen, memoirs of an old man. Wahala.
And you tell me that I'm old.
Listen,
you've been an old man since your early 20s, bruv.
God damn, I was 47. I'm telling you, I'm not. I don't do things I don't want to do. Simple and plain.
I remember back in the days of clubbing, Wahala would come to the club and do his homework.
Yes, yes, it's happened many times before. I remember there's pictures of me in the club drinking tea, and people were like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "Cause that's what I wanted to drink."
Assignments and shit.
I had to do my assignments, man. What do you mean? I was at college, didn't it?
I think the difference now with the clothing restrictions in clubs is back in the day when you were young, you didn't necessarily want to wear a suit, or you were happy to wear a suit, whatever, but you just didn't like the idea of I must dress up. Sometimes you wanted to wear your jeans or you wanted to wear trainers. I know me personally, I love my trainers. So being told you must wear hard sole shoes, it's like, oh man, whatever. But now I've got a bunch of hard sole shoes. I've got a bunch of suits in my wardrobe, nice ones. But the minute you're telling me I have to wear it, it's like, no.
Yeah, that's you, man.
It's like, yeah, because you want to, you're you in it.
No, but the idea, because I was a promoter as well, you get me? Yeah. I used to do a lot of promoting. The idea of doing that was to turn certain people away. So if you are a proper street ghetto boy, you can't...
stereotypes.
Yeah, probably. You can't put in a little bit of effort when it comes to your appearance for this event, who we want, nice people, regular people who ain't about to start
regular people
who ain't gonna start no trouble, then we don't want you. You get me?
But what if you can't afford it? What if this man that's broke out there? They can't go in. They can't afford.
They don't want you in the club either because you can't put no money in.
Certain clubs want to maintain a status symbol. So the status symbol is smartly dressed and money spenders.
Yeah, big up district.
Fuck district. I don't know, man. For me, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just not doing it anymore, man. I'm just not doing it anymore. If I go to a place now, I go to the corner, I stand in the corner, and I'll let people come to talk to me because that's what's gonna happen.
So if I'm doing,
I was just about to say that. Now
go on,
Mr. Wolf. I went to a club the other day after an event that we hosted, and I just stood in the corner and was just nodding my head. And people came up to me saying, "Why you does? Why you does?" I'm too old for this. All of you lot are younger than me. The music I don't understand, and I'm just not feeling it. I've only come because it's an after party event. Yeah, but you should have a good time. I goes, I'm having a good time standing here minding my own business, watching you fools.
Okay, question.
These men are upset with me because I just got some hot water.
I'm not upset with you.
Flipping hell,
You just
man.
make bad noise. What, one question, yeah? Question. I know we haven't even talked about any topics, but while we're on this thing that we're talking about now, yeah? This
What you look at you?
this bastard. All right, question, yeah? Right, none of us here do drugs, I'm assuming. Webs?
You
He's smoking prawns over there, bro.
If you was going to take one drug, yeah, you're going out for one night and you had to take one drug, what drug would you take and why?
White woman.
The most dangerous drug of them all.
Oh, good.
Did Stavros say white woman?
He said white woman,
He
bro.
didn't even say that cocaine. He said white woman. No, which one would you take?
Boy, I would take the unlimitless drug, innit?
Which one?
Is it unlimited or unlimited?
What? What are you on about?
Limitless.
Limitless, that's it.
ZX37.
No, but a
That's the
proper
one,
drug,
bro.
man. A
I'll
proper
take
drug.
the one from that film.
No,
that
a
film.
pro-
I think
bro.
any non-drug taker would take that.
A proper drug.
I would take a drink of champagne.
I'm not talking about alcoholic. I'm talking about. Okay, let me give you options then, because you like trying to go around. I'm talking about cocaine, weed. So it's cocaine, marijuana, high grade marijuana,
skunk.
He pronounces it that way on purpose, by the way.
Percocet, Molly Percocet. Yeah, what are those ones? Molly's, E's.
I'll take an E.
What's Molly Percocet, by the way?
I'll
It's
take
like
an E and I'll go to a
It's cough
proper,
medicine, innit?
proper
Nah.
In the field where there's cows just outside this tent rave.
That's
Flipping heck.
how can he stand there without his top on?
Just running around.
And
yeah.
I just want him to play the streets.
The sweating there, dancing with the other white cocaine that he's talking about.
So Stavros is saying I'll pop an E.
Molly's like a Molly's a bit like E.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's a bit like
It's
E.
MDMA or
Yo, what's the
something.
one
Yeah,
that they
same
use
thing.
cough medicine?
That's syrup.
Sure.
Yeah, syrup.
Sure. All right.
Slip it on that syrup.
How about that one that Heisenberg was dealing with?
No.
What,
You
meth?
don't- You don't want that. You don't want that.
Crystal meth.
Nah,
You
bro.
don't want that. You don't want that.
Your teeth will come out looking like webs.
Palos o manos.
No, you look
What?
you look like Skeletor after that.
Palos o manos.
All right. So what would you? So he's taking E. What would you take?
I'll probably take some weed, bruv.
Marijuana. Webs.
Probably either some weed or magic mushroom.
You take a magic mushroom.
Ooh,
What's a magic
that's
mushroom,
That's
bro?
a good idea. That's a good idea.
Magic mushroom's the one that was It's again. Makes sure you get high. Like it's a bit like E again.
What
Don't they all-
what does every drug?
Fucking hell, bruv.
No, some of them put you on a downer. Some of them put
Drinking
you,
water.
No, some of them put you in a downer.
I think after you still
You always get the
you-
high
yeah.
and then it comes down.
No, some of them are. I don't know. I think some of them are just downers, isn't it? That's what they call them. They just make you mellow, isn't it? I don't know what these drugs. All right, so magic mushrooms or what? Sorry, Webs.
you said tweed. You'll smoke on that tweed or
On mushrooms.
All right, you before we move on to something.
Yeah, weed or
sensible.
mushrooms.
I'll probably take that cocaine.
Are you being serious? Would you rub it on your teeth?
Yes.
You have to rub it on your teeth.
Nah,
Apparently, it makes you feel invincible.
I'll probably no. I feel if I was on cocaine, I end up fighting somebody. So I'll probably take weed.
Just to calm you down, innit?
I just want to see what happened if I was on high weed.
You know, legitimately, I asked somebody that I call a friend. Like, there's only 4 people I'll call a friend, or 3 maybe. And I asked her yesterday, "Are you taking cocaine?"
Why?
Because her nose looked dodgy, man. And I said, "I'm being serious. You're taking cocaine."
One time.
She looked at me offended, like, "Steph, how can you say that?" I said, "Nah, man, your nose looked dodgy, man. It looked like it's eroding." Who's that one on the EastEnders?
Is it Daniel
Daniel Westbrook. Yeah, man.
At the pie?
Yeah, it looked like the start of that. Before I came to Alex's thing, I was talking to her upstairs, and I saw that, man. Because it was bright upstairs, I could see her properly. I was
What did she say?
Man. She told me no. What do you mean? I said, why would you say that? I said, the people you work with, because she does promotion events stuff, innit? I said, them kind of people you're working with, boy. Who knows? I don't know what you're doing with them people. I don't know. Because she works long hours. She's always at work. Maybe do it but I know you're not. So she don't listen anyway. So I can talk about it all the
And but you man that don't take weed. Well, none of us take drugs, yeah. But would you take like a weed cake or weed lollipop or anything?
I'd much rather do that than the actual
smoke
thing.
it. Yeah, I'd rather eat it than smoke it.
Yeah.
And would you?
No.
They call them edible. So they have edible things as well, just tablets of weed. That's the hot thing in the States now.
Yeah, I'm not having that.
But we know
like
that.
they it's just something you just eat. You just pop it in.
If
you
they-
chop it
if-
up.
if they
But
put-
we know that smoking it is what can really damage you, innit? You know the way.
But you
that
know,
goes
eating
straight
it
to
is
the-
much more potent. You get much more of a high when you eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you smoke
Is it as damaging?
What can you put it like in like a stew?
It's not as damaging, no.
Put it in a stew.
Can you like put
You
it in a
can
stew?
put it in a stew. You can
Imagine
use
weed
it as
in
a herb.
egusi or
Yeah, like
eforiro.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be the best way to mix it in. Like season it on the chicken or something.
Weed chicken.
Well, you know that Bobby
legs.
Brown smoked that fried chicken and cocaine once, isn't it?
Have
hell,
have
bro.
some high grade jello.
I just think that is the
High-grade
most
jello.
fantastic thing in the world. The rumor that Bobby Brown fried his chicken in cocaine. It's just fantastic. And I don't care that it's bad.
He
It's-
done
it's-
something because you saw the state of his teeth, boy. His teeth fucked
No,
up.
it's well known that they're cokeheads or crackheads or whatever.
It's like
But,
Ronaldinho.
that one is a next level of crack cocaine.
How can you roll your chicken in cocaine and fry it, bruv?
That's genius.
That's that powder right there.
That's genius.
That's
All right. Let's
You got
get
any
to
questions, mate? You
Yes,
got any
we
questions?
got some topics that we need to talk about, and our first for episode 50. We have a listener question about a relationship.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
an existing one, but we've had that before.
But we
have
got one now.
Have we?
I don't know, but we got one now.
As in, anyways, like someone. You like spoiling things,
He
don't
just said it as if it's the first time.
you? No,
I'm not saying.
we've had questions, people sending questions, but about their own personal relationship. No, I don't believe we have.
I don't think so. We have either. No, this is the first like ones. Maybe we have had ones, but it's more like somebody that you know has told you something. This is somebody that sent in a question that we don't know. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah, talking to the man. All right.
Damn it.
after 50
So-
episodes, man's telling me that
Yeah, then don't do it.
disrespect.
All right, let's talk about Russell Simmons.
Has everybody read the question?
No, I don't. I thought we was going on to the question now. I
This is
don't know
the time when you want to use the N word, but you shouldn't. 'Cause that's what I wanted to say.
To who? Him or
Of
me?
course, to him.
Hmm.
Well, to you sometimes.
What are you asking now? Because now you're going on to Russell Simmons, but you said it was just a minute ago. You're going to talk about the question.
Yeah, that's the end, man. We'll do that at the end.
Okay. I think you should do it now while we've got enough time that we don't rush in the question.
Okay.
Mhm.
Bear with me then.
Percocet.
You man's talk about
Molly
something
Percocet.
while I get up the question.
Pepper stew. Big pepper stew.
One time.
Did all of you go to Stylist's party?
That's what we've been talking
Oh my
about, bruv.
God.
You sound like me now. You get
I
me?
even said big up Stylist.
No,
Everything
I said,
that we
did all
spoke
of you
about.
go?
No, it was Stavros, Mr. Wolf,
And the mead.
and the Mead were there. Well, two of them.
I can't believe you, bro.
Two of them. No, it was good though. You missed out, bruv. It was good.
You
The
didn't
conversation was deep, bruv.
because I weren't there.
Was Little Chill there?
No, none of Tommy were there, man.
Not even
None of Tommy were there.
Wow.
Not even Miss Thing.
When I say none, that's, I mean none.
As in zero, minor.
You left the WhatsApp group. She gave an excuse today. I can't remember what it is. I think it's she's ill. I think. it
Old
is.
age. Oh yeah, let's go.
She was too old. couldn't get out of her Zimmer
Okay. All right. This is sent in by a listener whom we don't know. And it's a female. And I will get to the... She's 28. So let's get into the thing.
28.
She wrote a long thing beforehand for reasons
Oh, yeah.
I do not
I
understand.
never read the whole thing. Sorry.
But anyways, here's the actual question. I dated this guy a while back. I must have been 19 or 20 or thereabouts. I'm 28 now. I was at university, recently moved out of my family's house. I remember it being a hectic period. The guy was nice. We'll call him Matt. He's much older than me, 10 years. We got on well. Things got serious fast, but due to my priorities at the time and the age difference, I didn't feel I could continue the relationship, so ended things, but we remained in contact. You know, actually, I remember
That means banging, really. Innit?
What means banging? Which bit?
Ended it, but remained in contact.
No, not necessarily. That must mean that they still
No,
chat.
Speaking here and there, but not frequently. They just spoke. All right.
All right.
A couple of years after, I met and got into a relationship with a guy called Dennis. We'll call him Dennis anyway. I must have been about 21. At this time, I would say I felt I could be in a relationship. I really liked Dennis, or what I thought was love, but he was trash, and we ended up breaking up after 2 years. A couple of months after the breakup, from my understanding, Dennis and Matt became friends through mutual friends they both had. How they both discovered they both knew me is a whole other story, but it's not important.
I bet it's
for
important.
the purposes of this.
But I bet it's
dilemma.
important though.
Probably.
I had moved on, so I didn't really care. As men like to do, Dennis made, and up until this year, when I really had to let him know there was absolutely no chance, several attempts for us to get back together. Even when I was in another relationship with someone else. I was just over it and quite frankly was no longer attracted to him. Through all this, Matt and I spoke on occasion, WhatsApp messages mainly, and I remained friends.
So hold on, she was talking to Matt while she was with the other dude.
Through all this, Matt and I spoke on occasion. So yes, she was in a relationship after Dennis and Matt, and she still spoke to Matt once in a while.
Okay, cool.
All right, WhatsApp messages mainly and remained friends, whereas Dennis was someone I wasn't trying to speak to and not to give him any sort of indication that I was interested. So does that mean that you were letting Matt think you were interested?
Maybe, or maybe they were just friends.
Right. Anyway, let's see. Is this the last thing? Okay, yeah, last paragraph. Here we go. The relationship with the guy after Dennis didn't work out. He's not relevant to the story. Miscellaneous dude.
In it, man. Don't mind him. Don't mind that bastard. We just clear him from the ring.
I feel sorry for
Mr.
him, man.
Miscellaneous.
I feel sorry for him.
We got a package from Mr. Miscellaneous. All right. And following that relationship, I've been single for 4 years.
Bro.
So
I
recently,
think she's around. Anyway, go on.
She said that age, bro, from the beginning.
She's 28.
I'm trying to do quick maths.
Quick maths, yeah, for real. 2 + 2.
So recently, Matt and I began talking more and more, and over the last couple of weeks, we've gone on dates. That's in brackets there. Since catching up, he told me he recently broke up with a long-term girlfriend and has been planting the idea of us being together in our conversations. He still speaks to Dennis here and there due to the circle of friends they both have. Some of them I had gotten to know during the time I was with Dennis. The question to this very long story time is, and to be honest, I could have actually just asked this question, just the question by itself. Didn't need the story at all.
I need the story.
You didn't.
Ask the question.
Is exploring.
Sorry, but just before he goes forward, I like the fact that you gave background. There's nothing wrong with giving background.
No, give the background. I want background. When you send your questions, give the background. I'll cut it short if I want to, because it's the first one. I'm giving you the blessing and reading the whole thing. The question to this very long story time is exploring a relationship with Matt wise. I'm attracted to him. We get along. He treats me well, which he did even back then. We've not been physical since getting back acquainted. No touching, no kissing, nothing has taken place. So keep your mind out of the gutter, Mr. Webbs. I just want your perspective.
Did she put Mr. Webbs in brackets?
No. I just want your perspective on the situation and how best to go forward. So the question is, I've dated 2 guys who happen to know each other. I stopped seeing both of them. One of them I continue talking to. The one I can continue talking to years down the line has told me he wants to get back with me. Should I get back with him? That is the actual question.
Fair enough.
If they're
But
both
the background, the background was not required, but it was good.
It was good. It was good. It fleshes it out. It's a nice story. I'm picturing her and I'm picturing the situation in my mind.
If they're both gone there, get rid of them and get a Nigerian. That's my answer to that first bit of the question. But I don't know. I thought it was all understand. If you like Matt,
I want to hear Webbs first.
You want to hear Webbs first? All right, go on then, Webbs.
Webbs, speak on it.
Yeah, sorrow now.
I want to know which one of them is white.
We don't know. So what's your answer to the question?
I would say to the young lady, pursue a relationship with Matt. If he's been treating you nice and he's a nice guy, continue. Don't worry about the other guy. But you should be wary. They might still be talking to each other about you.
Which goes on to a message that you said.
Yeah, I'll go into that a bit later.
We'll continue.
But,
so go on, Wahala. I know you're bursting to help this
salivating.
This fair maiden.
Calm down. Well, you always make me sound like I'm Captain Saber.
Anyway, but you are, bro.
You are Captain Saberho, bro.
I didn't say ho.
and we're not saying that whoever sent this in is
exactly.
Yes.
So in the end,
please send more questions into us.
In the end, yeah, I would say that you should pursue it with Matt. As far as I'm concerned, if he's friends with Dennis, he's friends with Dennis. If he feels like, because for me it's more him than I'll say with you, to be honest, because Dennis is his friend now. I know it was your ex or whatever, but Dennis is now his friend. So he's the one that's in direct link to Dennis. So as long as Matt is happy to be going out with somebody that's already been out with one of his boys or potential boys, then that's what I'm saying. That's cool. As long as he's not coming to come and tell you later, I'm wondering whether or not you're still talking to Dennis, or if he's gonna be one of them jealous guys that's gonna be worried whether or not you're still talking to the dude and stuff like that. Then that's what I'm saying. Just go true. But it probably will get to a point that if he really, really likes you and him and Dennis are not really that cool, he'll probably just distance himself from Dennis in the first place. That's what I reckon.
Mr. Wolf.
Boy, I think that trust is big when it comes to these kind of things, innit? So if this guy, he's going to be 38 years old, I believe. He's going to be about 38.
We don't know his age. She never mentioned
No,
their
she
age.
did say. She said that at the beginning that there was a
Yeah,
gap
but
of about...
that's the one that she's not talking to anymore, I think.
No, that's Matt.
That's the
Oh,
guy
so
that
Matt
she's
is 10
seeing.
years older than her.
Yeah.
Okay, right, fine.
He's at an age where I'm assuming...
He's our age.
Yeah, hopefully he's not about a foolishness, innit? So he's come out of a long-term relationship and maybe he's looking to go into another one and settle down and maybe pursue something special, children, marriage and all those kind of things. So you've just got to be blunt and be upfront with him as far as I'm concerned. You get me? You've got to just let him know not to mess around with you.
There's a lot of guys at our age that when you talk to them, yeah, they'll tell you that there was one girl in the past that was a really good girl,
Yeah.
and they lost them somehow. Usually they've done something wrong, so sometimes it just didn't work out. And they'll always wish that they had the second chance of going back to them when they get older and they're more about, you know, the family life that they are. So maybe you were that girl. Maybe he thought, you know what, back in the day you was that girl.
You're the one that got away.
And you broke up and it didn't work out. And he still has this feeling for you 10 years later. He still feels the same way about you when he's with his woman and he's chatting to you. You know, she don't understand him. You seem to understand everything that you're saying. And in the end, he just says, you know what, that's the person that I really, really like. And I really want to be with you instead. So if he's coming to approach you on the level, he's not even trying to touch you up or nothing. Because again, he's not looking like he may be playing a long game. You never know. I don't know what this man is on.
10-year long game.
But
Yeah, but like I said, and what I've said in the past about guys, is that men will do anything to get the poontang. If it is just for the burst, sometimes they will play the long game. Even if it takes 3, 4, 8 months just to burst again and get that. Maybe you are the best he's ever had. And maybe he just wants it again. So what I was saying earlier is that you really have got to be very blunt with this guy and tell him, what do you want? Basically, what do you want? And sometimes when you're in a kind of casual relationship with someone and you ask that question, men kind of step back on that question. Innit? They don't like the sound of that.
yeah, boy, what do you mean, what do I want?
Exactly. Boy, I thought we were just, kind
just
of...
chatting, innit?
just chat. So just put it on him. What do
Chicken
you
and
want?
sex, innit?
You
Chicken
know?
and sex.
Chicken and sex.
The new podcast presented by ESN coming soon. Chicken and sex.
You get me? So you put it on him and tell him, look, I'm at a stage of my life where I don't want to mess around. You're a good guy. We've known each other for years. I see myself doing this in the next 5 years. Tell me what you want. Don't waste my time and let's go. Or
And just as
let me go
important,
somewhere else.
just as important, you need to know what you want as well. Because you sound like you're a bit on the question, you sound like you're not 100% sure either. So you need to know what you're on as well. When they're going to ask him what he's on, you need to have that answer when he asks you straight back. Like, what you want?
I think she's more worried about what's going on in the man's mind.
Should anybody be worried about Dennis? That's the question, though.
I think that she is worried about the conversations that
Dennis.
Dennis and Matt has. Because I mean, like I said at the beginning, trust is really important. So if this guy wants to earn your trust back, he's got to know that he can't be messing around with you and talking about your business to this guy that he's friends with.
I think it's the other way round, to be honest. Because for me, it's like this. You, for one, need to tell Matt, and not in great detail, but anything that Matt needs to know that happened with Dennis, you need to tell him. That's my personal opinion. You do not. As far as I'm concerned, as a man, right? I don't want to go shake a next man's hand, and he knows something that I don't know that I should know.
The only reason that I'm gonna speak on Wahala's behalf, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is if there's something above and beyond just normal stuff. Yeah,
normal shenanigans.
If he's not saying, oh, I had sex with Matt or Dennis. Yeah, we can assume you had sex with Dennis, and that's just
If you're giving Dennis good threesomes, you had battery with him, fair man. Anything that's gonna be above
Dennis,
and beyond the Call of Duty.
If Dennis was sharing you around with his bedrooms one night once you got drunk, And that's a story that maybe Matt needs to
You
know
need
about.
to
Yeah,
tell Matt,
anything that you need to tell Matt, and maybe Matt needs to tell you some things as well, because Dennis could also, because I'm happy with Dennis and he knows something about Matt that Matt needs to tell you as well. That's the things that I'll say, that you two need to just know that everything that this Dennis guy can potentially use against you should be told amongst you.
And you know that people talk, innit? And men talk as well. Let's not get that twisted. And we said before that when it comes to your woman and your relationship, you do not talk about your sex life, innit? And
Hold on now, you're making it sound like there's a fear of Dennis, like Dennis has done something.
No, the way she talked about Dennis, she said Dennis is a trash guy and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
so
she doesn't want nothing to do with him. No,
and he still seems to be trying to come back onto the scene. So even Dennis could be doing that move. You know, men are like that as well, yeah? So it could be like Matt and the girl get together. Dennis starts messaging her out of the blue. She could just respond back saying, "Oh, leave me alone. I don't want to chat to you, blah, blah, blah." But she don't tell Matt.
Yeah, but
No, hold on. She don't tell
you
Matt.
know what?
Hold on.
So
She don't tell Matt. Hold on, Webs. She don't tell Matt, yeah? And then one time now, they have a conversation, they're outdoors, and then Dennis goes, "Yeah, man, I messaged your girl yesterday." And she ain't told Matt that she's messaged the girl. Even though Matt doesn't know what happened, or even what, he don't know the decision what happened, just the fact that she hasn't told him that this guy's messaged her is a problem. So that's why you got to be worried about Dennis sometimes.
Yes, and that's why, hold your thought, please, Webbs. That's why
So in that case,
hold on,
should
Webbs.
she not?
Go on.
Let Webbs talk, man, because of the time delay.
In that case, should she not do anything with Matt for fear of Dennis getting in the way and just go and find someone else?
No. She should pursue Matt. She should pursue the one that she likes, innit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then it's a question of trust between Matt and Dennis.
And that's where I was going.
Talk.
And that's exactly where I was going to go. I was saying that she needs to have those conversations that men talk, and after both of them, after she had split up with both of them, at that time they may have had conversations with each other about her, and that's the information from those conversations. She needs to get every small detail, and he has to be willing. He has to be willing to give that detail, and if he's not, if there's a chink in the armor, if there's a little chink, a little wink, like, oh my God, like a little break in the software there, then you know that there's a problem, bruv. Yeah, a little virus.
The IRS update has not gone through.
Okay, so we've had the...
See, so that...
Go on.
Sorry, so that would mean the question, should she sit the both of them down and have a discussion with both?
No. What kind of rubbish is that, man? Why would you sit both of them down? Dennis does not need to be spoken to in any way, shape, or form.
Dennis is like,
but Matt might start speaking to Dennis.
No,
if he does that, then you
leave him alone.
Exactly, leave
If
him.
you start hearing that Matt is talking to Dennis about the things that's going on between you and him, then as far as I'm concerned, you already know that that's his boy, that's his thing. You don't want anything to do with Dennis. So let's say, you know what? If you need to be around Dennis to talk our business, like you can't just be around Dennis to go watch the fight or watch football and blah, blah, blah. That's cool. But when you're going to be around Dennis to go have lunch and start chatting about me and you, then I'm not in it. I'm not in that business. I don't want Dennis around me. I don't want him. What he's done to me, I don't want him around me. So if you do feel like you have to take it to that level, leave it out. I'm outside. I'm not involved.
All right,
See, that leaves a lot of variables and a lot of questions, because we're already assuming, or it really sounds like from what she's saying, Dennis is a bit of a snake in the grass, and Matt might be a weak-willed individual and just start talking.
Then don't be with him. That's when you just say, you know what, I've made a decision. You seem to be on Dennis. Leave me alone.
And what I would say to you, young lady, is do not rush the thing. You get me?
Yeah, take your time, man.
Take your time, innit? Continue to
do
have
your
these
due
dates.
diligence, darling. Do your due diligence.
Perfect analogy. Do your due diligence on this guy and get everything that you need from him.
Yeah, well, she kind of knows him now, innit?
Nah, there's more to know.
Ooh.
There's more to know.
All right.
What's that saying?
Okay. Now you've had your opinion from Mr. Wolf, from Wahala, and Webslinger. Now the relationship expert Stavros will come in swiftly and do it fast. Yes, I am the relationship expert, and I am also the spearhead of the natural hair movement in UK base.
This guy that was spoke about yesterday as well.
All right, it's quick and easy. Yeah, if you want to be with Matt, be with Matt. Very easy, binary, black and white, simple things.
Ones and zeros.
Matt knows his binary code. All right, be with Matt. There are elements of things that these guys have said that are true. You should have a good conversation with him and let him know, listen, I'm with you now. Me and Dennis is done, and I don't want to necessarily talk about him again. That's how I put it. I was done. Anything you want to ask me or anything I want to ask you, let's get it out now and just deal with that situation and done with it. I don't want you discussing our relationship with him in the future. Is that cool or no? If you can't do that for me, then we can't be together. Simple things. These are ground rules you make. Yeah. So you set the agenda. You tell me stuff, or you ask me anything you want to know, and I'll let you know, and vice versa. That's one thing done. I'm gonna ask you not to talk about our relationship with this dude, because like Webb said, maybe it's a bit of a snake in the grass, so he comes across like that. Is that cool with you? That's your friendship. I can't stop you from being friends with who you want to be friends with. That's cool. All right. End of. That is it. I don't see all the third, fourth, fifth, all this extra stuff is just extra stuff that is not necessary.
Nah, you need to take into consideration the extra stuff. Okay, look at the thing that we saw the other day.
What's that?
Wow.
Okay, so
speak on it.
I saw a tweet the other day that I had to put in the Mandem group.
Which hold on, but this comes under my conversation about the stalk.
Okay,
all right, but
I had to put in the Mandem group. Yeah, some two mans were having a conversation, apparently in the group chat. I think sometimes we just have to read out some people's group chat and laugh. Yeah, but anyway. Two people having an argument in the group chat.
Think, give them names.
Okay, so Tom and Jim were having an argument in the group chat. Jim used to link Tom's girl back in the day. Yeah? So they're bantering. Maybe it's about which one's better out of Arsenal or Tottenham or something. Bantering. Jim, did I say Jim is the one that...
You don't, it's not bantering. They're having an argument.
Okay, I think Jim is the one I said was linking Tom's girl back in the day, yeah? Yeah?
Listen.
Yeah, so Jim put a sex video of him busting nut on Tom's girl's face and left it there in the group chat.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, you can't just do that. You can't do that.
Mr. Webster start laughing.
No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
No,
somebody if you're there tonight.
Exactly. Burning you. And that's what I'm saying. If the man is not your bona fide, or he's not someone that's close to you, or someone that even respects you, that is what they can do. That's what I said. You need to let your man know before he shakes that man's hand.
But that was part of my quick and concise answer. Go through with the man, have the conversation. You have the conversation.
Are there any sex tapes?
You got to watch it and delete it. I've been saying it from all nine.
You need to have that conversation with everybody you bought. Once you're in your late 20s to early 30s or to late 30s, you need that conversation with any potential if you're in London. Because London is small circles business. And you sit down and you discuss things.
And the web has made it a smaller place. Man, the whole world even more smaller.
Man, I had it saved.
This is Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? What the hell is going on? What you mean, what's going on?
We don't deal with R. Kelly business.
Telling me
exactly.
that you bust on my face tonight.
So
because I bust on her doesn't mean I'm
a joker. But seriously, how long has man had that in his he's been waiting for man to say something to him. He's been waiting to drop that. You gotta dead that man, you know. You cannot go back. You know you just have to exit the group chat straight away, innit?
Alright, let me ask you this question then. You mans, you've been out with a girl. You're going out with a girl. And one of the
Don't ask me the question.
One of the crew.
I don't want to know the question.
Yeah, an extended crew member. So somebody that we all know, but they're not in a circle. Yeah. There's a name that's running through my mind actually, and they're part of a group chat, and it's a sports group chat, so that's why just the whole world is in it. And this situation happens. You're arguing with this person about something. It comes off sport. You get into an actual slanging match with them, arguing, and then they just dump this video.
You got to go toe to toe with the brother, as far as I'm concerned.
Forget him. Are you staying with that woman?
You got to stay.
Does this woman know that I know this guy?
Yeah.
Then very likely I'm splitting up with her.
Why?
Because she should have told me from the get-go.
No, she's told you that they've been together.
No, she should have told me about the video.
Yeah, let's say she hasn't mentioned the video. She
because of that, very, very likely.
Well, I Wahala will probably stay with her.
She didn't tell you about this video.
I'll be vexed that she didn't tell me about the video, but in the end, she didn't tell me about the video. Some people think that they will think that in confidence it will be alright. The person's not gonna go out of their way to send the video to someone. They didn't think that, innit? So in their head, they're gonna think, you know what? I don't really need to tell him about the video because obviously the video is gonna be deleted. He's not gonna keep the video.
That's in this day and age, man, these things can pop up at any time, bro.
Do you know how many times people think that? They think it.
I think that's naivety.
It is naivety.
I don't want to be with a woman that's
it is naivety. But then after that, now we both know, innit? But when I find that guy,
one time,
I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
That is the biggest disrespect.
When I go home, I will, you know when there's a gap between the bed in the middle, I'm sleeping on the complete other side. You should touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. That's violation that you touch me now because every man has seen what's happened to your face. That's terrible.
Webbs, what are you doing? She wiped some off and licked off her finger, by the way.
Oh my God.
Goddamn 47. Oh God.
Webbs. And she
This is Mr. Big.
Imagine she.
How you doing? No, sorry.
She never let you do
It's
the
a
same.
trust issue straight away. So
That's what I'm saying.
But is that a trust thing? Is that a trust thing really?
Hiding stuff from.
if
hiding
she
stuff.
didn't bother to tell me about the video, and she knew about the video and probably knew that I would find out eventually, then yeah,
Could.
it's a trust thing.
Yes.
I don't think she thought you would find
There's
out.
a chance though.
Either way, it doesn't make a
If
difference.
me and the individual are friends and we might be tight brethren or we're just close friends anyway, there's a chance that I will know about the video. She should have told me.
And even if you're
So
not
it's
tight
a-
friends and she knows that you're in the same group as this guy, bruv, you've got
Exactly.
to. You
There's a
have to tell
possibility it
him.
could come out.
Should he have told you?
My woman should tell me.
Yeah, but should he also have told you?
Not
If you're
necessarily.
bona fide, well, I got a video, I need to delete it.
Not necessarily.
Nah.
because you're not bona fide brethren. No.
Even
Yeah.
Even if I'm bona fide
with
with you,
the relationship.
if I'm bona fide with you, I'm not telling you that I've had a video. So I'm talking about this man's in this room right now. So my bona fide bedroom spars that I record a podcast with every week, known for decades. Yeah. If I have been with a woman and I've done some filth and grit and recorded it, and then you decided that you wanted to link this woman on a proper basis, I'm deleting all footage. Like, I'm not saying that, you know that we've been together. Yeah. And it's a SNM? Say no more. That's it.
You encrypt it and delete.
It's getting deleted, and that's it. If your missus wants to tell you, that's her role as a missus. It's not my job as your boy to say.
That's what I'm saying.
I recorded your girl, Well, I'm gonna delete it though.
No, but I'm saying that guy's lining it up though. He's lining
Yeah,
it
but
up.
I'm saying that's a different story.
That guy was lining
I'm
it
saying
up.
I am not gonna tell you guys I've got a video of your woman.
Okay, so-
and I'm going to delete it. I'll just delete it.
So Webbs, you would leave her as well.
Yep. No having it.
So Webbs is leaving. Mr. Wolf is leaving. Stav.
More likely than not, yeah.
All I know is that I've never even seen the Crying Game, but I've got a mix of whatever happened at the end of the Crying Game and Eddie Murphy in Boomerang when he holds the sheets against his chest. It's just a mix of those two things that's happening to me.
It's one of those things where
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You know when they say something that's been seen can never be unseen again. That's it. And every man them is going to have seen. Like you got
the man them have seen
you just got to just like you have to next party that you have when your family's there, your parents there, they're like, oh, well, hello, where is so and so? Then I don't talk to them anymore. Where is what about? I don't talk to
You
that
said
person either.
but you're staying with the woman.
Yeah, I'm talking about all the man them. I can't talk to every man them has to go now. I cannot talk to you
So
anymore.
imagine
you got to pick the woman or the man them. You can't pick one of the two,
Just
bro.
imagine though that they're not your bona fide brethren, but you play football with them every Sunday, bro.
But I'm not playing football anymore.
You're not playing
You
football
can't
no
play
more.
football in another pitch somewhere where you don't know. You know, this is like a
No,
Dominic Sinclair
you
business.
are not going to
It's like
play
a Dominic Sinclair business, yeah, in your circle. You're going to be known as the Dominic Sinclair in your circle every day. It will happen on the 18th of the month. Every 18th of the month, Google photos is going to remind you what happened on that day. It's going to pop up your video on your
You know
Facebook.
what? This is how deep it is. Yeah, Dominic Sinclair. We have just explained this story about your boy or somebody that you know putting a video in a group with tons of people of him busting on your woman's face, and it hurt me. But I gave you the example of how I'd be thinking. But even that shelled when he said Dominic Sinclair, I was like, no, I can't be that person. I can't be the Dominic. He said the Dominic Sinclair of the crew. That's like a
who you are
Jadakiss.
now,
That's a Jadakiss lyric, and I can't deal with that.
No,
bro.
that's who you are. So you got to make the decision. It's like you got to either get rid of the man them or you have to keep the girl. But one of them has got to go.
It's always the weakest one out the crew. I'll probably bust more nuts on your girl than you.
Or you got to fire back with a video of his mum. That's the only thing that you can fire back with, man. A video of his mum busting out on the mum's face, because that's the only thing that can defeat the
Did we
enemy.
talk about that?
Oh, the guy that beat. Yeah, we spoke about it.
Oh, that was brilliant.
The guy that beat
That was
the
brilliant.
one that sucks the girls, the bridges, and the man's mum. Because
Anyways, okay.
out of revenge.
Yeah, man.
That's revenge porn, man. Are you?
Revenge
Yes, that's revenge porn. Are you really?
I would do that. Yes. I co-signed to that one. Because you said
No,
he
I'm
said
not
it only to
talking
the son.
about the mum. I'm talking about the guy doing it to you. It's revenge porn against the girl in a way, and it's like she's collateral damage, man.
I don't co-sign this.
It's a
situation.
straight bullet, isn't it?
Nah,
So it's
yeah,
like
I don't
he
co-sign
shoots
this.
at you, it ricochets with you and hits her in the neck.
The man that did that's got no honor.
No honor at all.
None at all.
No honor. No.
It's like them man on Game of Thrones that,
Ah,
you know. Oh, yeah, I
Let him
can't-
talk, man.
Yeah, it's true though, innit? I can't, come on, bruv. It's not a spoiler. It's just that you don't kill them by chopping off their heads. You just kill them anyhow.
Anyhow, you don't give them that honor, man. You don't
You
give
get
them
me?
honor killing. That's a different situation here. I don't know. I can't.
But anyway, thanks for the
thanks for the question.
And we want more questions. Send the questions into
ESN at ESNpodcast@gmail.com.
He doesn't have to
ESNpodcast@gmail.com or put it on Twitter or Instagram.
DM
And
us.
use hashtag, you can DM us if you want it private. Or if you put it in public, hashtag ESNpod.
And it doesn't have to just be
Hashtag
relationships as well, man.
ESNpod.
It doesn't have to just be relationships. Any
No,
questions,
send your normal questions in.
questions,
That's fine.
dilemmas. It could be something to do with work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You got a rash in a private spot. Let us know.
I'll Google it, boy. No problem. Dr. Sheck says. But yeah, just anything, man. If you want anything to discuss, we can discuss it.
Before people claim racism, our doctor was Dr. Sheikh.
Yeah, he actually was called Dr. Sheck. He was a bad man as well. Man, these doctors these days have to go around the cinema on the computer trying to find out what's wrong. Dr. Sheck, the same thing you'll do, put the stethoscope against your chest, breathe, then leave, take this. 2 medicine, everything's clear.
them man there. It's like a magic sponge, innit? That thing.
All right. HBO has cut ties with Russell Simmons following sexual assault allegations against the music mogul. He was set to bring back the Def Comedy Jam show as All Def Comedy this week. While the show will still air, Simmons will not be part of it. Also, Russell Simmons is dropping himself as the head of all his businesses, I believe.
But still
Dude,
making money.
Yeah, probably smart
don't know.
move.
But he's unlinking himself and dropping himself as the head of all his businesses after a third allegation in recent days of him doing some sort of sexual assault allegation.
What has he been accused of? Because I don't actually know. Because once they said that it was, I don't know, something to do with a young girl. Said that you tried it on. My missus is telling me that when he started getting out with that Kimura girl, she was like 17 or something like that. I can't remember. So I don't know I don't know what she. The actual
Okay. So the latest one is by a lady called Jenny Lumet. All right, and she was a screenwriter. And she alleges in a detailed account, I'm reading this off Rolling Stone, that Simmons offered her a chauffeured ride home in 1991. All right. When she got in the car, however, Simmons told his driver to lock the doors, took Lumet to his apartment, and sexually assaulted her.
Oh my
At
God.
no time that night did I say, Russell, I will go home with you. Or come home, or did he ask, come home with me? Or I will have sex with you. Or I have a desire to have sex with you. In essence, there was no talk about sex. He just locked the doors, took her to her house, and did the thing. That's the third allegation.
Go off of it. No, down. Sorry, it's down.
Okay.
There's a statement that he says. What did he say in the statement?
Okay. While I have never been violent, I have been thoughtless and insensitive in some of my relationships over many decades, and I sincerely and humbly apologize.
So no denial.
In other words, I did that shit.
This is a time of great transition. The voices of the voiceless, those who have been hurt or shamed, deserve and need to be heard. As the corridors of power inevitably make way for a new generation, I don't want to be a distraction, so I am removing myself from the businesses that I have founded.
So he did that shit.
Yes.
So then he
He
deserves
is
it.
eloquently pleading guilty.
Yeah, so he basically did what he done. So then he needs to be dealt with. That's why he was telling the other guy to leave, Terry Crews to leave the other dude alone. Remember, he sent the email to Terry Crews to say, "Oh, he's a good guy, leave him alone," because he did that shit himself. Are we saying fuck Russell Simmons?
While her memory of that evening is very different from mine, it is now clear to me that her feelings of fear and intimidation are real.
Are we saying fuck Russell Simmons?
He's saying that her account is a lie. That's basically what he's saying.
No.
Account is
While
different to
her
mine.
memory of that evening is very different from mine, it is now clear to me that her feelings of fear and intimidation are real. So you could say that we had rough sex. That I thought we were having rough sex, but it was consensual. And then down the line, she said, whether it's to you or she put it publicly, what you did was you raped me. And it's like, well, as far as I was concerned, it was different. But if you are saying that it wasn't consensual, then I got it wrong. But that's your memory. It's different than my memory. My memory is that we just had a rough sex.
Yeah, but
your memory is that I was raping you.
But he's still not saying that he's wrong, though. He's still saying that where I didn't think it was like that.
Her feelings of fear and intimidation are real. But that's that when he says her feelings, that means that's what you're thinking. Okay. What I was thinking is that this is cool. This is just jiggy.
Okay, are we saying fuck Russell Simmons?
We have to
done it. Then yes,
we have to.
I'm
this
saying
man is just raping women.
Pastor Simmons' brother, you know.
Yeah,
man. Because
there's been many pastors out there that rape women as well. Make no difference.
He was Uncle Rush, but he's not Uncle Rush anymore, man.
No.
You can't have them uncles in the family.
And he was probably there talking about yoga and doing all this stuff. I want to know what the hip hop community is saying about this.
No, have you heard anything?
No, they don't. Because they've probably got a lot of skeletons in their closet they got to worry about now.
Listen, this is gonna. I'm so surprised it hasn't bled over into the hip hop community more. All I'm thinking is why?
Because I think that again, you're gonna think.
Give it time. It's coming.
I don't think it's gonna go the same way that these lot will go for. For one, I think the black women are gonna be worried that nobody's gonna believe them because there's gonna be a lot of black girls that's gonna come out and they're gonna say a lot of people are not gonna believe them because obviously nobody believes black people when they say.
Russell's one of the kings of rap on the Mount Rushmore of rap, of rap CEOs and rap heads.
Are there black women?
Russell Simmons.
Are there black women that's making allegations?
This last one is a black woman.
Okay, yeah. But she had to be after three of them. What's the first two?
The thing she said is, I don't ever recall meeting these other two women, but I can't leave them twisting in the wind. I have to say my thing. So I don't. From that, I'm gathering it's not like I came out to sue you. It's not even that I'm harboring it. It's not something that I was there like dwelling on for the past since 1991. But seeing as these two women have come out, I'm not just leaving them people to be like, did he do it? Didn't he do it? I'm gonna tell you that he's done something to me. So you better believe these two other women. That's how she was coming across. It wasn't even like she was trying to. It wasn't even like a bitter thing. It was probably like I'm just here backing my sisters.
I just got a feeling that hip hop's not gonna be hit the way that people think it's gonna be hit.
Yeah, give me the reason why.
I just said for me, I don't think that the black women are gonna feel like they're gonna be believed. Man. I think just I think two, some of the women that was involved in some of the situations that was going on back in the day potentially didn't even think that anything was wrong with it back in the day, and only now they may see it differently.
Well, then that's different, then.
No, but it's not different because if they do, there's not people that are going because of these allegations that's come out now. A lot of people are saying, "Bro, I didn't even think about it like that because I didn't think it was anything wrong because everybody just did it." Whereas now they're thinking, "Well, actually, kind of, yeah, you did do something that I didn't want it, or I didn't think that it was a nice thing for you to touch me up my skirt or whatever." But people did it back in the day. I just laughed it off because what else could I do, type thing. But now that people are actually coming out and it's taking heed and people are having power about it. Some people are coming out because of that. Okay, so I'm just not 100% sure that that some of the women that may be involved, I'm just assuming a lot of them may be black girls, might not believe, or hood girls, or whatever. What?
I think that's exactly why it's going to start coming up because they're going to look at it like, okay, so man touched me up in the booth that time and laughed it off, and I laughed it off, but really it did affect me because I'm still thinking about it and having regressive thoughts about it. So I'm going to say something and speak my mind.
Bro, Big Pun's wife came out and said that he used to beat her. They got a video of him chasing her around the house, beating her in the head with a gun, yeah? Gun biting his wife on the video. And you know what people are saying? He was a good guy, don't worry about it.
You saying that, bro?
People.
Boy, it was fun. From when I heard that, I was like, fuck Big Pun.
No, but a lot of people like in the industry are like, well, it was cool, his wife shouldn't really be bringing her out because he's dead, blah, blah, stuff like that. So then, you know what I mean? They got a video of him doing it.
I think equally there's people that are condemning him, though.
Yeah, there will be people that's out there condemning him, but what's going to affect you more as the person that's actually doing the allegations? The ones that's condemning you or the ones that's backing you?
Even with
and the ones that's backing you, their voice is not as high as the one that's condemning you.
Yeah, but even with these people that are coming out with these allegations, I think that there's people that are praising them for what they're doing and there's some that are condemning them.
Yeah, of course.
Naturally.
But
whether they're black or white.
I just got a feeling that hip-hop is not going to be hit the same way that I just don't think people care about the people the girls that were in hip-hop, the video hoes or whatever they call them. I think people are going to think themselves if you was going in there showing your panties, so what?
I disagree with you, Wahala. I think that's exactly why they'll care because they've been exploited above and beyond the means of exploitation. Because being in a music video and showing off your shaking your ass and whatever doesn't mean you must be then touched up, raped, or sexually assaulted just because you were dressed scantily clad. That's almost like saying, well, because she was wearing next to nothing, she was asking for it, innit? Of
course not, but people say it often. In fact, there's a lot of women that have come out to support some of these people that's done the allegations. Look at Donna Karen when the Weinstein things come out. The first she was saying is, Have you seen how some of these women are dressed around him and throwing themselves at him? That's what she said.
Because that is what has happened.
Yeah, so it's not a case of, it's not always the case that people are going to say, yes, we should back these girls and blah. I don't think that these girls are going to come out because they're not going to feel like they're going to be believed. Then they're not going to feel like people are going to care about them because they're not in the same demographic as some of these other women that's coming out with these allegations that for these other celebrities. Because some of these women that are coming out are big celebrities, you know? If a big celebrity came out like Mariah Carey or something, maybe they'll care. But I'm not too sure people would you know, care about Shaniqua.
Black woman.
Yeah, Shaniqua that was on the block.
You mentioned Mariah Carey.
What about her?
You said black women, innit?
Yeah, but she's a mixed race, isn't it?
Is she?
Yes.
Oh.
So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know.
Maybe they'll believe her more because she's less black.
I just think because she's very famous.
Okay. So from one form of somebody stepping down to, well, from one black person stepping down from his businesses to another black person stepping down from a business because of something that he did. Reggie Yates.
Who?
Reggie Yates.
Oh, senior. What happened with Reggie?
Reggie Yates during, I think it's a podcast.
Yeah, half-cast podcast with Chucky and Poet.
Okay, I'm just seeing the thing now. Okie dokie. All right. So Reggie Yates was on the Half-Cast podcast, and they were talking about the new generation of music, you know, in the UK and how things are moving. And he said this quote whilst talking about it. The thing that makes it great about this new generation of artists is that they aren't signed to majors. Mr. Wolf, did you hear any of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Go on.
And he means this. They're independent. They're not managed by some random fat Jewish guy from northwest London. They're managed by their brethren. Now, he has now stepped down from hosting Top of the Pops.
I think it's one episode of Top of the Pops, the Christmas episode.
I'm stepping down from hosting the Top of the Pops this year. Please see below. And then he's put a thing. Let's read the thing. Let's read his statement. If I can click on this thing here. Bear with me. Bear with me, please. Bear with me. I'm sorry.
Why did you just go back? Why did you just read
Because
it?
look how tiny it was. I'm not reading that.
I can read it. Oh. On a recent podcast during a discussion about grandma ice, I made some ill-considered remarks which have hurt many people. I can see... Sorry, can I just move it a bit?
I can see clearly.
Hello? Hello? I can see clearly that the words I use reinforce
Say that look like he's on the phone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Have reinforced offensive stereotypes and that there is no context which should justify such remarks. Can you move the mouse? My comments are no reflection of how I truly feel, which doesn't make sense because obviously they must be, and I would like to apologize unreservedly to the Jewish community, people in the music industry, and anyone that has been offended. Do you want me to read the rest?
Yeah.
Okay. This has been and continues to be a hugely learning experience for me, and a reflection I've taken the decision to step down from hosting Top of the Pops this year.
All right, so that's his statement. What do you guys think about that?
I don't understand what the offensive thing he said. As a fat person, I'm not offended.
Change fat Jewish person to fat black person.
I still don't think I'll be offended.
The thing that's wicked with pop stars these days is that they're not managed by some fat black man from South London. They're managed by their brethren.
If black people were the ones that always manage them and screw them over, I don't think
Mr. Wolf. I like how your face is more than what they're saying.
But it's not Jewish people are they're not. Why is it like Jewish people are like classified as black, white, Jew? They're white, innit?
No,
or they're race. Okay, they're religion.
Yeah.
So it's like, so why are you classified as a black person? Shouldn't you say this fat Christian person? If somebody said to you, they're not married by this fat Christian person,
the reason I changed
would
it
there
to
be a
black
problem?
is because you identify, I think, first and foremost as black.
No.
You don't.
Okay, I do. But
I'm explaining it to you. You said
Okay.
why, and I'm explaining it to you. There are people that identify first as Jewish, whether they're black. You know, you have Egyptian Jews, you have people from Israel. You have different kind of Jews, and what they see is their religion first. You're not a religious person. I think you see yourself first as black, and then second maybe as Nigerian, thirdly as an African or whatever. Whichever. Line
I think Nigerian would be more.
You see yourself more as
no,
Nigerian
I
than black.
think a Nigerian is would be more linked to the Jew than black.
My point is, you can.
And if somebody said to me,
No.
Can I just talk?
okay,
any group of people that you can bunch together that they themselves have put their label on, whether it's I'm from the country of Nigeria, whether it's I'm a Jewish religion, whether it's I'm a Muslim, whatever. The minute I'm just picking one that you identify with, because you don't identify with being Jewish. Maybe you can't put yourself in a Jewish man's shoes. Maybe you can't identify with their struggle or their plight. So when you're saying I don't see the problem there, all I do is just to make you see, because if you can say if somebody said that about me, I wouldn't get offended, and that's fine. And then that balances out. That is, balance. I'm looking at it from your point of view, and I'm putting myself in your shoes. So to put yourself in their shoes, if somebody said, "Yeah, these fat black guys are not managing them anymore," it's their friends from down the street that they know. And if you would have found that offensive, if somebody that wasn't black said it, the guy that said he found it offensive when white people said stuff about mixed race people. Yeah, if you wouldn't have found it offensive, then fine. You wouldn't have found it offensive.
I don't know.
Well, how will find it offensive?
No, I don't know.
Just put it this way: if someone at work said something like that, relating to I don't know, music or something like that,
talking to their friend, not you, talking to their friend,
and you heard it, you would feel away, bruv.
It depends on what it is, and do they do it?
Yes.
If they do it, then I might not feel so offended.
It's always a stereotype. But let's say that the music industry management sector was overrun with overweight black managers who, some of them are good, some of them are bad. But the stereotype is that these people they're going to take you for a ride, like most managers. But just so happens that most of them happen to be black. So when he says things have changed now, you know, you're overhearing it in the canteen or whatever at work, you're walking in, and the last bit you hear of the conversation is, yeah, man, the music business has changed. It's not these fat black guys from South London that's running things anymore. It's people from, you know, that are friends with the actual artists.
Okay, so should the fat people be offended by this?
Nobody cares about fat people.
But should they?
No.
Maybe, but we're talking about the Jews and the blacks here.
Well, no, the blacks. Nobody's mentioned blacks today.
foremost.
We're talking about the Jews.
Yeah, let's deal with the Jews first.
What is your opinion, Mr. Wolf? And then Webbs will come to you.
No, I kind of just co-sign what you said, really. You know, if you put yourself in the position of that individual, if you try to put yourself in their shoes, then I think that you can kind of understand why someone will feel offended by what he said. To me, it's not the biggest offense, but it is an offense. Same way.
Do you think he's being offensive to Jewish people?
Yes.
Why?
Because of the context of what he said.
Yeah,
I think it's the connotation behind what he's saying. He's saying
Both.
that it's...
So is this not the same thing like the Jay-Z line where he said about Jewish people owning...
No, that one I don't understand at all. Because the connotation behind the Jay-Z line, and the Jay-Z line in question is from the song Story About OJ from his 444 album, where he says, do you want to know why Jewish people own all the property in America? I think that's that's verbatim almost what he said.
But the connotations behind that is that there are people who say that Jewish people run the world, and the reason why everybody's fucked in the whole world is because of the Jews. That is the connotations behind it.
No, the connotation is that they are... No, if you look at it in context of the song itself, the whole song is about blacks doing coon niggerish-ish rubbish and learning to be more adult, more responsible, especially with your money, with your family,
more
and with investments. And so no, I'm not having that one. He's saying...
What's Reggie Yates talking about?
One day I forget. I'm talking about Jay-Z for now.
Okay, go on.
All right. So in the Jay-Z song, if you put it in context with the rest of the song, where he's telling black people you need to become correct, stop putting money into your ear, invest it. Yeah, I put this in art.
So he's saying it's a good thing.
He's saying yes, Jewish people are sensible with their money and they buy up property. He even says I should have bought this property and sold it for X amount later on. And I'm a dumbo for not doing that. The Jewish people are smart for doing that. In this context, what Reggie Yates is saying is that these people don't want them to be your managers. You should want your friend from around the corner, which is it's not bad to say that, but what you're saying is that is better than this fat Jewish person doing it. And then you ask why? What's wrong with the fat Jewish person?
The same reason why Jay-Z was saying that you need to be investing yourself in your property, because you need to invest in your own community. You're investing in their community. You're not investing in your own community. That's what I took from it.
Okay. Webbs.
I don't care about the question at all. Can we talk about Libya?
Spoke about Libya last week.
That's that, yo.
Were you here last week?
Yeah. Were you here last
week? I wasn't here last week.
Okay. then you can.
But did you listen last week?
Yeah, you can go to hell. Give your monologue slam about Libya, because we've spoken about it.
Wow. Did you say I can go to hell?
Yes, I did.
You're coming with me.
After.
No, the funny thing, I actually, I was speaking to a friend of mine that went to the march the other day.
Yesterday.
And he was saying...
Saturday.
Yesterday was the other day, yes. And he was saying that why don't all the wealthy black entrepreneurs and individuals put their money into helping the Libyans, helping this atrocity be eradicated? They'll put their money into other things, but they won't put their money into that. But, you put the hashtag or the flag or the help Libya or whatnot, but not do anything else about it.
Ask your friend if they have any proof that these wealthy and influential black people are not doing that.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, because people like to dash that out and not know anything about what people have done.
Because
true, I did say, do you know if they are doing that? Because to my knowledge, up until now, we haven't seen anything to state that they are or they are not doing anything about helping out.
Real bad boys move in silence.
Real bad boys move in silence.
You get me?
So that was just my 10 cents.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there was talk of only one nation doing something to bring their people back, and that was a long way from the truth. There's a few countries that have contributed to help their natives to come back home. So I don't think you're going to really get that much in the media. I think the media is hell-bent, and rightly so, on publicising what has happened, but maybe not talking about the good that has come from the publicity and the awareness that's come from it. There has been some good stories. People have come back home. Overall, it is a terrible, terrible thing, as we know, but a lot of people have been flown back to their countries. But you know what? One thing about this is that we know that this kind of thing has been happening for years and years, decades and decades, all the way through to women in Italy, African women in Italy, being enslaved as sex slaves per se, and being in the sex industry. I mean, what's that film with the Irish boy?
Good grief! How vague can you be?
The Conor McGregor story.
The old Irishman, the action guy. His daughter got taken.
Taken.
Oh, taken. Anyway, so
for more of what you want to know and topics relating to anything, ask Mr. Wolf. He knows everything.
I know it all. So I mean, you see that story there happens all the time. Black, white, whatever, and we talk about the organ business when it comes to black people as well. So these kind of things happen a lot, and it's just trying to raise awareness, not just the slave trade or the slavery that's happening in Africa. Let's raise awareness for the underground organ market that's going on with the black people, and also these African women that have been taken as sex slaves as well.
Yes, indeed. Our thoughts and some of our prayers go out to them, and yeah, we do need to do more than just that, I guess. Like last week, I was lost. There's just situations sometimes where I kind of close up and I don't know what to say, because it's just, I guess it's more about action. It's not about talking, and I don't actually know what to say about this, and I don't know what actions, if any, I'm gonna do about this either. So I'm just feel sad about it. That's it. I just have this glob of sadness inside when we bring this up. And if I'm gonna be honest, I actually do want to move on from it. When it's brought up, it's like I don't want to talk about it because I don't know what to say and I don't even know how to feel.
And you don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's almost like a sense of hopelessness, and I don't feel that often in my life. Sometimes I feel like I have a say. I can do something about something. In this, I just feel like I'm just there, because even if there is something I can do about it, maybe I'm not going to.
Like the march yesterday. Who knows what could come from the march? Maybe something, maybe nothing. I was at work anyway. I was busy as well. But for those that did go to the march and that are listening, I've got to applaud you for taking out the time, because it was extremely cold yesterday. We're talking about 1-2 degrees outside. Mm-hmm. And by the time you hear this podcast, you would have known it's been snowing as well in London. So for those that did go to the march, I think it was Tavistock Square. I think they marched from there to the Libyan embassy. And yeah, so well done to those that took time out to do that in the freezing cold.
Just to go back to the Reggie Yates thing, because the questions were actually sent in by a listener, so I do actually want to ask specifically those questions very quickly, and then just fresh them out quickly, and then we move on to the next topic. The questions were specifically: should he have known better than to make these comments? Were his comments the truth? If he had used white instead of Jew, would he still have a job, or would he still have hosted? And could the podcast have edited that bit out?
I think they should have edited it out.
So you should have edited it out.
I don't think they even thought it was going to be that much of a big deal.
I don't necessarily think they thought it would have been a big deal. I don't think they'll.
I don't think they thought people was listening to them that intently from that community that it would have been a big deal.
I think that Reggie knows that it's personally. I think that he thinks it's just a schoolboy error, because when you're famous and you're known to the public, you really have to be really careful.
So he should have known better
with what you say, because we've actually asked or kind of tried to get someone that we know who is not famous, but someone who is known in the public, and they've said something along the same lines that you have to be really careful by the things that you say, because it could affect your job.
Yeah, so we asked someone on the show, and they're in the public eye, and they said, no. It's like, I would love to do the show with you guys. At least, you guys bust me up. But whenever I'm with you, my guard is down. And that's cool when we're chatting as friends. But for you to record it and put it out, oh, no. It's like, I'm not putting myself in that predicament. Hell to the no.
They never know when you're going to beef with them in the group chat and suddenly just put it out. But no, I think that he probably, should he have known to mention the J word? We call it the J word now. Possibly not. He might have not. I think he got comfortable when he was talking with his boys and he just said it because that's what
exactly
he meant.
what our mate said.
Yeah. Also, I think if he had said white, I don't think this would even be a conversation. I don't think the conversation would even be happening right now, and he will be on top of the pops, popping bottles like nothing had happened. It's because he used that particular religion. As I said, I don't think if he said Christian, I don't think it would be a problem. If he said Muslim, some people might even get more followers. Well, I just think that it's because he used that particular race that particular religion of people that it was a problem.
All right.
I've got an addiction to popcorn and Jaffa cakes.
Thank you for telling us this.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's move on to our next topic. And this is the tragic story of a 10-year-old girl in the States who hanged herself in her wardrobe due to persistent bullying. She was bullied at school. She actually got into a fight with one of these bullies. This fight was recorded and sent around on the app, which is called Musically. I've never heard of it before, but apparently all the friends in her school got around to it. We need to understand why 10-year-olds have phones in the first place, that everybody can be watching this. But anyways, and the bullying got too much to the point where she hung herself, and she was in intensive care for 2 weeks, and then eventually, unfortunately, she passed. What, Webbs, you brought it to the table, so you speak on it and either ask a question or talk about what you want to talk about, or tell us your views on this, or if there's a bigger topic at hand about online bullying and its effect on children or whatnot. I don't know. You speak on it, bro.
Yeah, my question was going to be to the guys around the table is, if you were ever bullied at school, how you dealt with it, or did you ever encounter bullying, or were you ever a bully at school?
Well, I was going to say no to almost all those. Well, no to being a bully, no to being bullied. Yes, I saw bullying. There was bullying. I don't know, man. There was lots of bullying. There was different types of bullies in our school that was weird. There was one guy that was that was one of our friends, and we didn't even know him really to be a bully until really late in the thing. And then we just like, you kind of like a bully. And then maybe that would be bullying, because then after we dashed him out the crew and then kind of bullied him, I suppose, after that. But that was in retribution to the bullying he did to others, and we only really dashed him out. But I've never been bullied, and I don't know. I just think that the things that we had in our day and age are very different to the children of this day and age. Because if something happened to us, it's unlikely that it's going to go around the whole world. It might be singular to you, and it's still not to say the impact on you is not going to be massive. But something like this, where something happens at your school or something happens where your parents, like this one where the parents are beating their children online and showing it to everybody online, and then they go to school and everybody will know that your dad did this to you or your friend beat you up. It's a different kettle of fish now, man. I was having a discussion with somebody at work the other day, and they were talking about their 10-year-old, and like, what bothers, what things does a 10-year-old need to care about? And I was like, boy, you don't understand the things that a 10-year-old cares about now that we didn't even think about when we was 10 years old. Because again, they worry about how they look in the social media world. They worry about how people are perceiving them outside. They worry about how people are perceiving them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. All of this nonsense that these guys are all on and making it their lives, they have to feel like they need to be important. And it's just a different kettle of fish. And this sad thing to hear about is this is not even the first video I've seen from a child in the past 2 weeks of them committing suicide. There was I don't know if any of you guys saw the little boy in Jamaica that did a video before he committed suicide, talking about why he's trying to commit suicide again. So he's tried several times before, and he was like, hopefully this time I will succeed. And his one was very different to this, and to some other people you might even think it's minor. He was talking about stuff like how his auntie calls him an idiot and makes him feel stupid, and he just feels like he's a nuisance to everyone, and that he's just he doesn't feel like he's sensible, like nobody cares about him or whatever, and he killed himself. Can you imagine? 12 years old, I think that boy was.
Yeah, steep. Boy, Mr. Wolf here. What can I say about this now? My line of work dealt with a suicide of a girl who was 12 years old, and she was being bullied, and she decided to throw herself on the track, believe it or not. And she did this is a long time ago now, maybe about 7 or 8 years, and that just made me feel really, really sick. And one thing that we've spoke about a lot on this podcast is depression, and you have got to acknowledge the fact that kids get depressed as well. And as a father, I always speak to my kids all the time, and I ask them, how's it going at school? What problems do you encounter? What is it that you don't like? Who don't you like? Who's bothering you? All those kind of questions, you get me? And I ask them these questions, and if I get a response that I'm not quite comfortable with, then I'll dig a little bit deeper. Thankfully, I haven't got that. My son, he's quite popular. My daughter likewise, but there are going to be some kids who aren't popular, who are outcasts and who are, a little bit withdrawn, not that sociable, not good sociably, and sometimes they will get bullied. And did I get bullied back in the day? No. I saw bullying. I remember there was one kid that I saw who got put in a barrel, and the barrel just got rolled along the playground. And at the time, I thought it was funny. You get me? And I never really done nothing about it. We did cuss the guy that done it afterwards, but at the time, I must have been about 13 or so, 13 or 14. To me, it was a bit of a joke. But the guy on the receiving end, obviously, he felt away. And it's important that we talk to our children, and not only our kids, but those who are our nieces, our nephews, family, friends, and all these kind of things. It's very important. I talk to my daughter about places where people shouldn't touch you. You get me? Things like that. So they need to be aware of all kinds of things. So depression as kids is, trust me, it is at a high level.
You know what? The problem is with this question that you've asked, Webb, is that we can all say that we weren't bullies. And somebody out there could say, when you used to say this thing about me that you thought was funny, it was a joke, and you even thought it was just a nickname and me and you was cool, that used to make me feel bad every single day. And you wouldn't even know. There's stuff that we probably all said here that's a joke, or a cuss, or a this, or a that somebody went home and it's affected them in the ways that we don't even know. So as much as I'm saying I wasn't a bully, my intention was not to bully somebody. But you never know what the receiving end of the victim of what you said to that person may potentially make you.
That sounds like one of these professional apologies already, man.
It's not an apology. I'm going back in my head now.
It wasn't my intention, but if I ever offended you...
I'm going back into my head and I'm thinking about some of the cusses that I've cussed people in back in the day. And I've had my fair share of abuse also. I've always been fat and African. I was the fat African at school. The one that there was no other house, and I was fat. I used to get it for both. Do you understand? But because I was so good at giving it back, it didn't really affect me in that way. If you said something to me, you knew you had to be ready to get it back hard. So sometimes I think to myself, maybe the things I did say to those people may have been seen as bullying. I don't know. I'm only thinking about it now because you've asked the question. I would say that I never went out of my way in intention to bully anyone. But would somebody say to me, okay, when you was making those jokes and I was laughing along with you, maybe I was feeling unfair that you was going to do something to me, so I didn't say nothing to you. That could potentially be what happened.
I mean, in fact, there was a situation with my daughter the other day where some girl just kicked her.
Oh.
One time. And she came back, told her mum. You know, and you got to kind of nip those things in the bud because, you know, if they can feel like it's okay to do those kind of things, then who knows what could transpire in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a couple of months. So she got told to make sure if that happens again, you kick back harder.
Oh, wow.
And then you go and tell the teacher if need be.
I was thinking mummy was going to go to the school and tell the teacher that, such and such has started hitting my daughter. You need to speak to their parents. So
let her deal with it
mummy
first.
said, kick them back harder.
Yeah.
We are nice shoe.
And it did happen. And
the girl kicked her again?
No, she tried it again. And my daughter just gave her one proper, you know, Jackie Chan type fly kick in there, boy. Yeah, big up, man.
He's got pride in his face as he
you
said
want to
that.
mind that because your daughter might be the one that they take away and say is the aggressive child.
Maybe, but she has to learn how to defend herself.
Yeah, I agree.
At all times.
I agree. And I think that's something that you need to, I don't know how you teach your child to do that without breaking boundaries of what's going on in school to defend themselves. And, you know, for me, one of the worst things that could ever happen, and I know it sounds strange, is I never want my child to be the chief at school. I never want him to go there and people just be chiefing him up and he's just there just being chief.
Him or her.
Him or her. If you're either one. I don't want that to happen. So how do I stop that from happening without turning them into some form of monster? How do you stop that? How do you tell them to kick them back? What happens then when she feels like somebody's going to kick her, hasn't even kicked her yet, and she just kicks her before it happened?
Nah. Just defend yourself if somebody's coming for you, mate. Simple.
When does defending yourself go too far?
Obviously, she ain't gonna get the laptop or something, knock it over her head.
You say that,
but no.
They might do, but I think the thing is, the way Mr. Wolf explained it, the child came back with an incident, and then you explained, or the mother explained, this is how you deal with this incident in future. If it happens again, you retaliate, you defend yourself, and that's good enough. If, by some chance, she picked up the laptop and whacked it across the person's face, then you would say, that was a bit too far. The kick is good enough, you know, you're a strong girl, and if you kick them in this kind of place, it will take them down, and then that would be that.
Do you punish them?
For what?
For the laptop.
For fighting back?
No, for hitting them in the face with the laptop.
No.
Okay, let's not go off the topic.
I have a conversation, and that's it.
Webbs, speak on it.
I used to hang around with the bullies.
You used to hang around with them. What was the first thing you said at the beginning of the podcast, Mr. Wolf?
Can't remember.
If you hang around with the people, then it's...
Oh, that's it.
Okay, carry on, carry on with it.
You are the company you keep, homeboy.
How them fleas feeling?
No, but I did that in order not to be bullied. So I would be the joker of the crew because I was a lot smaller and little in school. I didn't come into my growth until a lot later. So I hung around with the bullies and I would be the joker just to get laughs and so on and so forth in order not to get bullied. But I do remember in turn picking on a certain individual in school. But that's because, and this was a girl, and that's because she liked me, but she wasn't very attractive. And none of us liked her, but she wanted to be friends with me and
You
all that.
bastard!
So
you bastard!
So you abused her because of her face, basically. Not
Picking
because she
on
was
the
a bad
little girl,
person,
you know.
but because she didn't look nice.
Because she wasn't attractive, number one, yes. And number two, it was basically that. Her personality was probably fantastic, but
How old
I
was
never
you, bro?
took the time to find it out. Huh?
How old was you, man?
I would have been in primary school, so...
Allow you.
Hell!
I thought you was going to say something about secondary, man.
No, allow you then.
So-
Allow you.
it carried on to secondary school.
Oh,
It started
wow.
in primary school.
So it was extensive bullying for a long period of time.
On the same girl.
Yeah, I guess you could call it not extensive because there were times where we didn't talk to her, we didn't trouble her or anything like that, or I didn't trouble her. But it was that and a couple of other people. But it was, as you said, Wahala, most of it was in a jokey environment.
Man said a couple of other people and brushed it under the rug very quickly.
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Well, I'm gonna say
No, but it was. It sounds bad, and it was all in,
It is
in a
bad.
jokey environment. But the thing is, those people that were being, I'm gonna put in air quotes, abused, were still laughing at the abuse they were getting as well.
in
So
their
I don't
face.
know whether they were laughing it off in order not to show the pain. Because if you show the pain, then it's like, right, you've opened up a door for the bullying to continue.
Or maybe they were trying to laugh it off so they can become one of the crew like you did.
Clyde off.
Exactly, that as well. So, I think, because thinking about what you said, Wahala, it made me think about the situation that I was in school, and I do humbly and sincerely apologize
Yeah, what would happen
to the
if
individuals.
have you ever seen a person since?
I've seen family members, but I haven't seen that individual.
There's been TV shows, where the girl that's been bullied or the guy that's been bullied has been on like a talk show, then they come back, to see their old school friends and they're looking sexy and buff and all these kind of things, and I don't know,
Can I speak on that specific thing right there? I don't know if I mentioned it before, but there was a girl in school that used to get a bit of a
some verbals
because she wasn't necessarily the prettiest girl in her crew, but she was part of like an it crew, but she was just like the deggiest girl from the crew. And I saw her maybe 10 years later down the line, maybe 15 years later. Now, I wasn't one of these ones busting, doing a thing, by the way. I was a little nerdy, geeky, punky child, so I was there in the corner just minding my own business so someone didn't steal my food. But I saw her later on, and this girl had, let's say, filled out. And as an adult, sometimes when you're a child, you see women and you're not impressed, and then as you grow older, you realize, hold on, these are nice features to look at, like facially and whatnot. So I remember and this is how peak it was. Yeah, I'll never forget this. I worked at Sainsbury's, and I think I saw her in the shop. Yeah, and I was like, hold on, is that you? She like, yeah. I was like, wow. This is what the girl said. Yeah, almost verbatim. Mind you, this is 20 years ago now, so I can't remember exactly.
I think you might have told the story.
I think so. She said, yeah. She must have read my mind or saw it in my face. I must have been licking my lips or something. Because she said, yeah, this, as she pointed to her breast, and this, pointing to her bottom, they come out now, innit? Bang, bang. That's what she said. She said, I'm all that now, innit? That's what she said.
What did you say back?
Yes! Goddamn right! She was off!
There was one girl.
Did she say, and you can't have me, and you can't have me?
Probably something like that as well. I don't know, man. But it's one of them things. Is like you thinking, if I could have locked that down back then, well, I would have.
There was one girl in my primary school that was tall and black, tall, dark skin, black. Yeah, very tall, very skinny, dark skin, black. At the time, dark skin girls weren't on the lick, skinny girls weren't necessarily the lick, and dark skin girls weren't necessarily the lick. And this in primary school, they were already putting these pressures on these girls. Yeah. And in my mind, I never cussed her. I always cussed her because she was just taller than everyone else. So you cuss her because she's the tallest, yeah? But I always said in my mind,
Shout out, Cindy.
this girl should be a model. Right? Blah, blah, blah. I bet, in my head at the time, because that's how models looked, yeah? And I never forgot about her, even to when I grew to school, because I didn't go to the same secondary school with her, but I didn't go to whatever. Then when social media comes now and you start seeing all these people,
Naomi Campbell.
and you start seeing all these people coming back, I saw a picture of her. She's a model. And I was like, you see, sometimes things just happen the way they're supposed to happen. You were getting cussed at school for being tall and skinny. That's what you're making your money for now.
That's what I'm saying.
It happens, innit? But I don't know. Cyberbullying is a different kettle of fish from the normal bullying, man. Telling somebody that they're ugly in the face in front of your brethren and laughing is completely different kettle of fish than putting a video of them online, of them pissing themselves or doing this or doing that.
Or giving head on stairs.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, this girl, for example,
Yeah.
just going back to the
That's
story.
cyberbullying.
This girl is 10 years old.
10
bruv. You know what I mean?
years old.
And I mean, I monitor like my son's phone randomly, just look at it. He's got one proper social media app, and that's WhatsApp. And that's it. And, you know, I know kids at the age of 10, 11, 12 got Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all these things. And I think, you know, at the right time, he may get these things for his football and his drumming. I think it could help. But, you know, I don't know why parents feel that they can just give their kids these things. And especially at 10 years old. Why has your daughter got a app like that in
Even
the first
adults
place?
can't handle the apps.
It's what I'm saying. And let alone a 10-year-old child.
It depends
It's like-
how you look at the app, because I like me myself, I'm on Twitter now. You'll find me on Twitter, whereas I've kind of eased off Facebook. I see that I can have. I have a Stavros. I have an addictive personality. I've realized this in my life. When I can get into something, I get into it. And Facebook was one of those things. When I first joined Facebook, or when it was first popping, I was on it, and I was on it way too much. And then I had to realize, oh, whoa, I need to slow down. So I came off. Totally, I just came off. Then, as I've said before, I came back on for the initial promotion of the original series of ESN podcasts. That went on for a few years. And then after the group phased out and we stopped the podcast, I faded out my usage of Facebook again. Up to now, I used to be quite popular on Facebook. Now I could write something on Facebook and I'll get air like Febreze, because nobody cares about me anymore, you know, because I don't talk on Facebook anymore. But I'm happy. I don't even have the app on my phone. The thing is, that's me. Some people are quite happy using Facebook. They use it maybe healthily, or even if it's not in a healthy, or what I might see as a healthy level, they don't see it as anything wrong. And they don't see anything wrong with their 10-year-old child using social media, because it is normal now.
It's evil.
It's not. I think it's
toxic.
Yes,
It's toxic on
that
relationships.
is a very good word.
It's toxic on friendships. It's toxic on your life. It's toxic on your work
But
environment.
some people don't look at it like that.
Let
They don't
alone
see
a
it as
10-year-old man.
It's a
Come on.
disease.
some people see WhatsApp as a disease.
That is also a disease.
But
I would say that.
all I'm saying is some people don't look at it like that. So they don't see the issue with their 10-year-old using Facebook and talking to their friends and posting the odd video about this. And
Listen,
that. It's like it's a minor.
when the WhatsApp servers go down and people are going into panic mode, that shows you how much.
And you have to remind them there is SMS, you know.
Yeah, that shows you how much of a disease it
This is
actually
the
is.
1990s, you know.
It's a disease.
Sometimes I take a day off WhatsApp. I just got a day or two. You'll see my messages accumulate into the thousands. I just can't be bothered sometimes. It's just too much.
Well, I don't blame you, because it would take me many days for my messages to accumulate into the thousands. So I'm nowhere near as many.
I use WhatsApp to talk to people. I don't use it. Yeah, I don't use it as things. So if it goes down, I might not notice. Like the last couple of times when I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So, but anyway, that's him on there.
All right. So
You know what? For a lot of parents, especially in the States or areas of high risk of things happening to their children, they look at social media as a safer form of communication rather than going to play at your friend's house, because anything can happen on your way to your friend's house. It's only now the introduction of cyberbullying and cyber terrorism, whatnot, that people are getting upset about it. But before, it was like, no, that's fine, because you can talk to someone online because it's safe and it's easy. You're not going out, getting in trouble, or having anything happen to you.
that's a good point. People's eyes are being opened more now than before. I mean, 5 years ago, what did people think? It's safe, innit? It's cool. Just like you said, I'd rather they're at home on their computer. I was talking to a parent the other day, and they said they were talking about their two children. One of them, she said, was her daughter was very artistic, and she said she has papers all over the place, and I'm gonna spend all weekend cleaning up after her. And the boy sits at home on his PlayStation all day. That's what she said, and she was more happy with the son on PlayStation. Talking to, he said he plays what's that shooting one?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. He said, yeah, he makes a bit of noise because he's screaming at his friends over the microphone, but I'm happy because he's just staying in his room minding his own business. Whereas the artistic girl that's there frying papers left, right, and center and drawing here and there, as far as she's concerned, that's a burden. I have to clean this up because she doesn't clean after herself.
That's not nice.
She didn't mean it in a bad way, but I was just sitting there. I didn't say nothing, but that was her. The artistic girl was a burden. The boy that sits in front of the computer game was cool. But then who knows? That boy might be making 6.7 million playing computer games on YouTube in a couple of years.
And she might sell a painting for $4 million.
Who knows?
Yeah, but you've heard stories about people being on Call of Duty and taking it too far, going outside doing Call of Duty.
And cyberbullying goes on online gaming as well. Bad cyberbullying. But anyway.
Yep.
Let's move on.
All right. So last topic. We're going to run a bit long. So be it. Prince Harry is obviously getting married to this side chick. Sorry, this.
Man call it a side chick, fam.
Why you call it side chick?
He
bro?
call it a side chick. Jesus.
I don't know why I did it.
Ethnic girl side chick.
Meghan Markle.
This the Markle, man.
It's the Markle.
With the pink and purple, man.
All right, so we're all good. Everyone's happy. You know, bless whatever their union is Chris, whatever. Now that she's mixed race.
I don't call her that. You know, I just call her Rachel from Suits.
A lot of people just call her the girl from Suits, boy. But anyway, keep it.
Yeah,
I've
go
never
from
watched
Suits.
Suits, but okay, the lady from Suits is going to marry the man from Del Monte, and
You said yes.
yes, I just want to discuss a few articles, newspaper articles that have come up about this ginger-haired white prince, English white prince, and this American mixed race woman, half black, half white. So Metro Lifestyle, yeah, these are real articles, all written by either black or mixed race women. It's a great day for interracial relationships and mixed race girls everywhere. So it's finally happening. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have announced that they are tying the knot. Now, I'm no royalist, but even I'm excited. And not just to find out what the dress she's going to be done in. People, we're about to get our first ever mixed race princess. I know technically she'll be a duchess, but she's marrying a prince, so I think we're on safe ground. And she's marrying a redhead. Two great minorities merging into one.
Are they a minority now?
Well, redheads?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes,
Long
yes,
time.
Yeah. Not that I'm biased as a mixed race woman.
Aren't gingers an endangered species now as well?
No, because when they have children often tend to be ginger as well. So no, I would say no.
Not many
they?
mixed race people. Not mixed race. Not many ginger people multiply though.
Not through
Well,
the black
which one of
gene,
them is
they don't.
ginger in the royal family? That's what we need to ask. But anyway, let's carry on.
Not through the black gene. But,
None of them.
Okay, and she's marrying a redhead. Two great minorities merging into one. Not that I'm biased as a mixed race woman dating my own ginger dude. A mixed race, divorced, non-British actress is about to join our royal family. This is huge news.
So she goes out with a white guy.
Yes.
So that's why it's
Alright.
huge news for her.
All right. Meghan is going to be the role model for every non-white girl in this country. She's going to be proof that beauty isn't alabaster white. That color isn't a hurdle to jump over.
You know you have to say what that means.
That you,
You know you have to say what that means.
that color isn't a hurdle to jump over. That you don't have to be white to be rich, successful, or in power.
I wish people was here this week.
You know there aren't that many mixed race women out there to look up to when you're growing up with two parents who look completely different. It can be hard to identify with your own identity. But basically, anyway, this woman goes on
You're
to
going
say,
on, man. I don't want to hear
yeah,
about
because I
what you
didn't, I need to actually just grasp the actual bits. She's saying that this woman is now going to be the role model for mixed race women because she married a prince. All right, so that is one article. Hush him out because there's more. All right, this is the Inquirer, American paper from Philadelphia. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's engagement is even more proof that black women can have their happily ever after.
Oh, wow.
That's the title. This is written by Elizabeth Wellington, a black woman.
What?
Yeah?
So
I awoke Monday morning to the news that actress Meghan Markle was engaged to Prince Harry, and it's looking like the couple will tie the knot in the spring. Exciting. Maybe it's the prince's red hair. Maybe it's his scruffy. Oh no, yeah, let me find the bits of blue. Hallelujah. This news is particularly heartwarming when black women are consistently inundated with purported say the word for me. Purported statistics that try to prove we won't get the happily ever after. Take the canker from my Facebook feed this weekend. An editor attempted to explain why I fooled my first daughter. That's not important. This is why I say it's yet another Thanksgiving dinner table without my partner at my side because nobody finds me attractive. Whatever, man. If black women are so undesirable, why is everyone from our cornrows to curvy behinds being appropriated by the likes of the Kardashians?
these articles are all nonsense articles, man. I don't even want to carry on reading them.
One more. I got more.
But just read the headline, man.
Okay. In this year of horrors, it's important to celebrate life's victories. This is from Shondaland, the website called Shondaland. However they present themselves. Black girls please turn on International Players Anthem and repeat after me. We win. Yes, we, us, black girls, we win. Meghan Markle's engagement to Prince Harry is a win for all of us. Yeah. The monarchy is totally...
Were they losing? Or, I don't know.
Bruv.
Nobody knows what they've won.
A colonist system from a bygone area on the drain to the modern resources. But for today, this week, we win. We won so hard that Whoopi couldn't wait to move on from McCain's wedding. For the next months, I will watch, read, listen to, and otherwise consume every piece of media leading up to and chronicling the wedding in 2018. How much do I have to be invested in this couple? I am deadass actively looking forward to watching the Paula Patton star as Meg Malarkey in the 2019 Tyler Perry Presents Medea's Royal Wedding.
Yeah, but
basically,
this is like his satire though. I don't know, but the other two won. And is that the benchmark now for blacks? Because we're marrying into the royal family, that's a benchmark for blacks?
Of course it's not.
And black women should be jumping up and down because of a mixed race lady who's black. I'm not going to say she's not, but she herself doesn't like to, from what I've read, she doesn't very much identify as black. She will tell you quick, I'm mixed race. I am half black. I am not black.
Well, I don't know.
So, no, from what I've read, I'm mixed race. I'm not black only. One of them Tiger Woods business. Until she cheats on Harry or something, then suddenly she's Shaniqua on the block. But I don't know, man. Yes, she's marrying into the royal family. The fact that she's divorced for me is more even as much as a big deal as anything else.
That's the biggest deal for me. But
I was shocked when they said that she was divorced and they were allowing her to marry into the family. But then it just shows how much they don't care about Harry.
As we have stated on the podcast previously, our listenership, the majority is black women. I need to hear from you, black women. Do you think this is a win? Are you happy? Are you impressed? Are you puffing up your chest, stroke breasts, because, one of your own, in brackets, is marrying a prince? Is this a big deal for you? Because I think these articles are actually disgraceful. I almost feel like writing letters to these people that wrote these articles saying, who raised you?
How many? Because there's plenty of African princes and kings out there, yeah? We agree. There's monarchies out there, Obas and all that, yeah?
They're not important, clearly.
Yeah, but how many black women get married into these royal families? So what they're not princes.
They're not important.
They're not getting happily ever after.
They're not. Are they ginger though? Are the princes ginger?
Are they not getting it happy ever
Are
after?
the princes? No.
Did we know what's coming to America? Look, I don't understand it. I just think to myself, what is so special about this woman marrying in this prince? What? Because it shows that it can happen.
I think that any woman who is marrying into the royal family is a big deal because they really magnify the whole royal weddings and shit. Whether you're, we saw what happened with Prince, what's his name, Prince William. It's a big deal, innit? I personally don't give a crap.
It's not that much a big deal for Harry, bruv.
But no, they're gonna make this into another big royal wedding, innit? But the fact that she is,
we're not getting a day off.
That she's black. Now I think we may get a day off.
No,
honestly.
they said no day off.
I think it's gonna fall on the May bank holiday, so it's not an official day off. But whatever. But yeah, with her being black and having black heritage, they'll make more or different type of headlines because of that. You see her mum. I think she's got dreadlocks in it.
Yep.
Mum got dreads?
Yep.
Yeah, mum's black.
Natty.
And her dad's white. So I read a few stories about her, being a little bit confused as a child and all these kind of things. And, one of the stories was that in an application form or something that they had to write in school, that she didn't know whether to write black or white in there. There was no mixed race at the time. And her teacher said, tick white because you look more white. And she didn't. She put the pen down and said that I'm not going to tick anything. And then she went back to speak to her dad about it because obviously from the story that she was telling is that her parents hadn't had these kind of conversations with her as yet. And her dad was a little bit, speechless, didn't really know what to say.
Tick white, darling, tick white.
Well, you get me. I mean, she clearly identifies, she embraces her dad's background and she embraces her mother's background.
What do they call it when you can identify as a white person even though you're black? I forgot what they call it. It's like a particular word or something for him.
I don't know.
But yeah, she's like that. Some people could look at her and think she was just white.
Confused.
No, it was not confused. It's like they themselves are not saying that they're white, but people will look at them and think that they're white.
Yeah.
And there's a particular word for them.
They say
unless they say that they're mixed race, but I forget what they call it. But yeah, in the end, people could look at this woman and think she was white easily.
And she's not the first. There's this Nigerian woman that was. She's now a duchess. She married into the royal family.
Not British royal family though.
Yes, the British royal family.
Is it? I thought it was like in Switzerland or somewhere like that.
No, it's British royal family, man. Just down the line, duchess somewhere. Nigerian from a dad's rich, some oil guy or whatever. And she married into the royal family somehow. And there's been that duchess. No, the queen. Wasn't she a black queen or mixed race?
Yeah,
we're talking about in the 17th.
That's back in the past. That was when they was calling them Malito, so she was probably mixed as well. But there's another country,
Queen Charlotte.
Someone else in Europe. There's another one in Europe where a black woman married a prince and she's gonna be queen or whatever. But so what? They still stole all your shit. They ain't giving it back. The Queen's look. I was saying on Twitter the other day that as a dowry, the Queen's just gonna give her back some of the shit she done stole from her country already. Here's one of the jewels that done stole from your grandmama. Gave it back to her. Because what are you winning from this?
You keep that trinket, darling.
I don't understand those articles are stupid, man.
Those articles
waste
fully made my eyes bulge from my head. I cannot believe people are writing this.
How many black people are writing this?
Women as well.
Disgraceful.
You're onto a winner. You are now into the royal family.
We are winning. Oh my God.
They don't know what Harry's doing with this woman.
This is the shambles when a woman feels because a white man has accepted one of them that we are now accepted.
Yeah. I would go by that.
But again, it goes back to the conversation we was having the other day about the fairy tale and all of the stupid fairy tale books and marrying the princes, blah blah blah.
No, listen, I don't have the issue with marrying a prince. If you said because we have a prince, we're winning, it's cool. But just like you said, black women or there's African princes coming and plucking women from America and UK or wherever all goddamn day, and they're not winning, are they? Winning because he's a ginger.
And it's right. The British.
One of them even said it. Yeah. So no, it's not because they're marrying a prince. It's because they're marrying somebody that's white, that's high up there.
I don't know, man. I'm offended by everything that was said in there. I don't know.
Say your piece.
So let's break this down.
No, just say your piece. Don't break it down.
Prince Harry is essentially Jon Snow. Yeah, we don't really know who his dad is. It's not really Prince Harry.
He is the bastard. He is the bastard Jon Snow. It's true.
He's not Charles' son.
Really, as Hewitt spoke on the situation yet.
He's always said that he's not his child.
No, I'm saying as Hewitt spoke on the fact that he might be having a mixed race daughter now.
No.
Philip ain't happy, which is why nothing's come out.
Oh, Philip's already done called her the N-word a long time ago.
So and Meghan Markle's divorce, so she's already sullied.
The unsullied.
Yeah. She's sullied.
So she basically the mother of dragons.
Yeah, basically she is.
And a black woman.
Apparently they're meant to be cousins as well. They're meant to be cousins.
Yeah, somewhere down the line.
Yeah, apparently they're to be cousins.
Related, boy.
This is proper Game of Thrones business.
Oh God, for real.
The mother of blacks. That's what she's. Stav's got his head as it is.
But did you not hear? There was an article that the Queen is trying to get rid of all her social media where she's like naked or talking sex talk and her sex texts.
Are you talking about Merkel?
Yeah.
That's what you
What's
said.
sex texts? They're sexes. See, she's doing what we told the other guy to do in the thing. Make sure everything is cleaned out.
Maybe she spoke to Harry already and they're anticipating all this stuff to come out.
Or maybe the royal family's got a group chat and they don't want her to just bring out one of the group chat.
Imagine she's in a group chat.
But look at Harry's history though. Harry's history is a bit shaded. You know,
he is.
The whole thing of him wearing the Nazi uniform at the
fancy
party.
Dress.
You know he's German.
Whether he's questioning his loyalty and all of that, and then also, what else was there?
He likes black women.
Is he following in his mum's footsteps?
Probably.
Going for a bit of colour in the life.
Probably.
Maybe.
Well, he clearly is.
Could this mean there might be an assassination attempt on her life? At some
I think
point?
it'll be a bit bait, but maybe in the next 15 to 20 years.
Do you think that the royal family's got the group chat?
I think the royal family's got a WhatsApp group chat, yeah.
You think Harry and
they got
William...
the H.
You know William was spotting Harry, innit?
That's what I'm saying.
Taking a pic of the black meat there,
It's
Harry.
like, go on, Harry.
You know
and they'll probably let her in. They probably just let her in after the engagement got announced.
What, they'll let her in the group chat?
Yeah.
After they already done called her the N-word several times.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Philip just cussing everybody off in the group chat?
And they're like, "Oh, Grandpa, don't say that. You can't say when she comes in, Grandpa. You can't say the N-word."
Before Elizabeth, I dabbled in the dark side,
Exactly.
Back in the back of Africa, I dabbled with a couple of women,
No, Philip.
showing their chest all over
Philip.
the place, offering it out to us, us princes and kings. I could have seen him there doing his dirty and then coming back to customer. I had to marry whites.
That's what I'm saying, bastard.
Remember Winita? Remember Winita the maid? I had her back in the day. I heard Harry just have a bare chat about what he's done back in the day.
Harry come like Simon, man.
Simon who?
Simon Cowell. Simon Cowell love
Yeah,
up some
black-
colour, boy.
yeah.
He love black women. He love.
As I said, remember I said this before. The new thing for rich white women, white men, is black women.
black women. It's not even you.
I don't think it's new.
It's not even you.
That's what they do,
It's
boy.
just, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
a
not
thing.
new at all.
George Lucas was been going there before he went to Star Wars, boy. George Lucas had the one black woman that was there.
Yeah, for real. And he's married to a black woman as well.
All right, let's stop.
All right, yeah. Just to add, the Prince Harry things, the nonsense things is that he used the Pakistani word, the abbreviation.
It's a nonsense, man. All
when
these
describing
women-
one of his friends.
But that's what Philip does every day.
And he also has done a Ku Klux Klansman fancy dress sign or whatever. There's a picture out there. Anyways, Google that. All right, so let's end this.
I mean, who the fuck does that though?
I don't think he did. Are you sure the Clans one's him? Because there was one that people were saying it's not actually him.
Okay, then maybe it's not him. Then let me not.
Okay.
Let me not.
He was just a Nazi.
Let me not do the fake news.
Fake news, damn it.
Chomp.
All right.
Invite to the wedding.
Webbs, you go first. Say your goodbyes and your church notes.
What's good, people, from the land of the heat down to the land of the snow? It's your boy Webbs. Catch me on the Instagram, DJ Webbs, Twitter, DJ Webslinger, and I will see you back in the cold very soon.
Fire versus ice for real.
Fire not for man.
Yeah, he sent us a video of him chilling on the beach, a little while ago, just before the podcast.
Bastard.
So, yeah, bastard. Yeah, Wahala. Speak on it.
Big Wahala on Twitter. Big Wahala on Insta. Peace and blessings for the rest of the week. See you next week.
Mr.
Sorry, before we go back.
Okay,
If there's anybody in London that is interested in working in the North London area as a natural hair stylist, get in contact with @OneStopDreadlock on Twitter, and on Instagram as well. And there is maybe a chair available or a job available.
This is for people that can do hair. The way you're talking is like training or something.
No, there's people that if you can do hair yet. That's what
Anybody that wants to sit down, there's a chair available.
Anybody that wants to do hair as a stylist, whatever. If somebody's training and knows how to be a stylist and they're in the midst of training, there may also be opportunities for you there. But yeah, so get in contact.
Lovely. I like the support there. It's Mr. Wolf. Catch me on Instagram, aka Mr. Wolf, on Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf. And yes, looking forward to being back next week. And I saw that trailer, the trailer for Infinity Wars.
You saw it?
Damn 47.
I punched the air when I first saw that trailer. I like, legitimately punched the air. I was in my knees. And
Get that
she
man
got scared because I was shaking. I was like, oh my days. But anyways,
Get that man a shit.
Trailers,
get
man.
that man a shield.
So you got Black Panther, and then after that, Infinity Wars, and then Infinity Wars 2. God damn.
There's stuff in between there as well. But
Boy,
anyways,
Fox is coming in. The X-Men will soon be there anyway.
potentially. All right. Stavros Boss. Stavros says this week quickly is an app called Stocard. Like if you're ghetto and you're saying Stocard. 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 And basically what it is that you can put your store cards, your reward cards, and all them kind of things. You just scan the barcode or you tap it in if it doesn't have a barcode. You put it into this app, and then in the shops you don't need to have 100 different store cards with you, because between my wife and I, we have a bunch of them. When people give you gift cards as well for celebrations, and they give you a gift card or two, you tap in the code. And you just scan this you either give it to the person or you scan it on the barcode. You can do it yourself on the self-service machines in Tesco's and Sainsbury's and whatnot. And then, so you just have it all in one app instead of walking around with a bunch of reward cards.
That is very helpful.
And that's called Stocard. And that's for iOS and Android.
Was you the one that recommended the app that tells you about the price drops of different...
Yes.
Okay. You need to remind me.
Camel. That was last week's Stavros set.
Camel, yeah?
Camel. 3 times. Right there. All right. I am Stavros Boss. You can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. I am there. Even StavrosBoss.com. Yes, even that one too. All right, catch us collectively at ESN Podcast and even esnpodcast.com. Yes, you can catch us there too, even though it only just takes you straight through to the SoundCloud page, but we're working on that. So it's esnpodcast@gmail.com for any emails. This is if you want to send your long form questions in. You heard us give a nice, thorough, deep delve into a question that was sent to us. If you have your own relationship problems or just anything you want to send us, stuff about life, stuff about anything, questions about something that's going on in the news that we haven't mentioned yet, send that in. We'll discuss it. You can also do that through Instagram, ESN Podcast, Twitter, ESN Podcast. Search for us on Facebook. Just search for Eloquently Saying Nothing or ESN Podcast. You will find us there. Thank you very much for listening in. Catch us on episode 51 next week. We have done the half century for the second time, guys. The people haven't even done it once. We're doing it twice. So congratulations to all of you.
Well done.
Simple Simon, big yourself up wherever you are. Salute. You were there from the beginning too. All right. We love you. Listeners, we don't actually love you. I hate when people say that. I don't know you, so I can't really love you. But I appreciate you listening.
We
definitely.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
And review and
oh yeah, rate and review us, please. We need to get up on this list. Like you said, we just said we're doing 50 episodes the second time around. This is our number 125, 7+ years deep, and we are not getting the listenership that we feel we deserve because we're not getting out there. Maybe we're not as good at promoting as we should be, but can you help us do that, please?
Tell a friend.
Thank you very much.
Put in a group chat.
We appreciate you. Yes.
Yo, people, thank you very much. And remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life.
Yo. Is this it?
It's a website, so I don't know about this app.
I'd really want to see.
That was a good idea, I like that.
What, the Royal Family group chat?
Yeah.
I really want to see what would happen. What goes down in the DMs. Imagine the Queen's DMs.
It goes down in the DM.
Imagine if the Queen got dirty in the DMs. Like, I'm gonna take off my crown.
Imagine Philip saying, I want to slide up in the DMs.
I'm gonna let Philip ride me tonight.
Hey, listen, guys, listen.